amazing 3,600 people pay more. And so we have been traveling ever since. That's it. What the church saying.
Good morning, Brenda. So, everybody, how's everybody doing on this fine Tuesday, the 20th of May? I hope everything's good with everybody. Missed a couple of ships this morning because I was dinking around. My computer over here will not boot up. It did an update last night, shut down, and when I went to boot it up today, it's looking for a password. You know, my favorite thing in the whole freaking world, passwords. And I can't find a password for it. So that's the computer that I use as a secondary computer. Um, and it won't boot up.
There now, Bill rallying Republicans around his signature piece of legislation. The bill made it out of the budget committee, but the road to passage is now. And on the left side of your screen, there is just enter the capital balance into your marks.
Boone wants to go out. Be right back, guys, gals, guys and gals. My Lance. We it's kind of sunny here today, so it's not bad. Um, kind of a hazy sunny. It's not a bright sunshine. But it's only 43 degrees here too, so right now. Those guys out fishing right there. You gotta be freezing their nuggies off. Hey, Giggles, what's going on? TJ is here. Are you working today, TJ? Or are you off? Right back. Oh man, it's getting old. Sucks.
There's funding for you to facilitate the detention operation, which is a big deal. And a lot of people are really tied into this, not just you. I worked at our gym, decisions. And when we finished it, it's offering in the terms of the share.
And that is why we are out there.
Okay, Captain Joe. Good morning, Joe.
In the Capitol, but there will be more hearings, what he has to say.
Morning, Paul.
How you doing?
Oh, I'm doing all right. They caught another guy yesterday.
Still no news from DJI?
Yeah, I'm just waiting for him to ship it. That's what they told me yesterday. Yesterday they told me it was coming from Canada. They don't have a Mavic 3 in the States, so they said they're shipping me one from Canada. So I have to have patience, Paul. Patience.
Like I do.
Ah, you're right. And they told me it's gonna take 1 or 2 days to ship from Canada before they ship it and give me a tracking number. But I don't see why it's gonna take 1 or 2 days. So that was yesterday, so I'll probably ship today. And that's what I figured anyway, it'd be Tuesday, because I figured it was a weekend. I just don't understand. If they don't have a Mavic 3 in the United States, it must be sending me at least a refurbished one. So it must be a new one or a refurbished one. So I'm just curious now what I'm gonna get.
Yeah.
Because are they gonna send me a Mavic 3 with a battery? Or more than that? No, I don't know. Or just a Mavic 3 by itself, just a replacement. I know when they sent that, I bought it that time. I didn't have a battery with it. I got one in a box sealed, regular DJI box sealed. And what it was it was just a replacement drone, no battery. That's it. That's your treats for the day. Now eat your food. Actually, let me go check her dish, make sure she got food.
Good morning, Jim.
But that could have been I don't have any food in my dish. That could have been. Okay, I got food on it. Go get it in your food. Go get it. There you go. Yeah, she looked, I pointed that way. I said, go get your food. She went off that way to go look. You got food in your dish now. But the other thing I'm curious about, since it's coming from Canada, is it going to hit customs to get stuck somewhere?
Yeah,
That'll really piss me off.
you don't know. It's too early to tell on situations like that because we haven't heard any feedback on that kind of thing.
Well, I heard things are still getting caught in customs. Not as much. Johnny had one sent, it was an Air 3S that Al out of Florida couldn't get. It was stuck in customs right there in Miami. So they reordered it and sent it through Canada to Johnny. And Johnny sent it to Al. They got it that way.
A little bit of a roundabout, huh?
Oh yeah. So my other question is if it doesn't get stuck in customs, are they going to try to charge me tariffs on it? Because then I'm going to say this is a replacement of one of them that was damaged, so I shouldn't have to pay anything on it.
Right. And the tariff usually goes against the bill of the person that sends it, right?
Nope. The person receiving it. That's how they're doing it. That's how DJI is doing it. They're not paying the tariff, so they're making it responsible of the person receiving.
Wow.
I think it's just going to be in a couple of days. And I'm not getting I'm getting physical updates, but I'm not getting too many. I'm getting updates from the emails they send me. Let's see if they got any new ones. No, I haven't got any new ones. And last thing I got is sorry for the late reply. Because I asked them, I said, will I be notified when it's shipped? That's what I said. It said, I've been off the last 2 days. Replacement dome is ready to be sent. And you see, it's ready to be sent to you 1 or 2 working days from Canada. Working days. That was on Saturday. So 1 or 2 working days. That's today's 2 working days. So I'm expecting that I'll have notification of it today. Now, how long it's gonna take to get from Canada to me? Hopefully I'll have it by Friday. Yeah, it's still showing repairs, it's not showing shipping yet. I'm thinking it's gonna be today.
AZ says the bill of sale will show zero balance and they cannot charge you because it's a replacement.
Yeah, it does show zero balance on it.
Hey, AZ, how's it going?
AZ, what's going on there, Giggles? Where you at? Jim, Brenda, now that bag of fruit I bought yesterday, I don't know what the difference is, but the dogs, some of the dog, Loki doesn't like it. I don't know if it's got a different smell to it. He ate the pineapple, but he wouldn't eat the peaches.
Huh.
And the other ones ate, they didn't care. I gave the other ones a little piece of strawberry and they ate it. Gave him a strawberry, looked at me, smelled it, and let it alone. It does have a different smell. Because it does have a different taste. Because all of them seem like they've got like they thought out one point in time, but before they thought out just the flavor from each one of them's on every one of them.
Right.
I do like this bag of fruit better because it's whole strawberries, not just sliced strawberries. But I'm not gonna pay $12 for 3 pounds of that. No, not gonna do it. I have to wait for the other one to come in. I'll pay $8 for the 3 pounds if it's on sale, but I'm not paying 12.
Yeah, I got
What
my
food you
one
did?
computer is kind of screwed up on me on my desktop.
What you doing?
Well, it when I shut it down yesterday, it says it was going to do an update and then shut down. When I turned it on this morning, it's looking for a password. This pisses me off. Just if it isn't one thing, it's another, you know?
You get too many. You get more updates than I get, so I don't know what you're getting some scams or what.
I don't know. It's yeah, I'll show you what it does. Okay, so there's the startup, right?
Right. What's it saying? Password. What's it need? What password?
Password right there.
Okay.
Then it goes to that.
Okay, it means you got to sign into Microsoft.
But see, it automatically has it down at net zero.
Okay.
And so you go next.
And you gotta enter the Microsoft password.
The Microsoft password?
Yeah, that's Microsoft you're signing into.
Well, let me see what Microsoft is.
It said add, wait, it's saying add your Microsoft account.
One account connects your device with Microsoft apps, services like Office,
What if you hit next, what does it do? What does it, wait, it says forgot, does it say forgot password? What's the next thing say?
email code to Paul Murray.
Okay. Because what I would do is if you should have a Microsoft password somewhere because you've had to sign into a Microsoft account someday. No, Koichi did. Go. I didn't give you a go.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to type in the Microsoft password that I have. Now, do you think the P and the M should be capitalized or no?
It depends it depends on how you put them in originally.
Sign in. Oops, something went wrong. This service isn't available right now. Please try again later. So do you think they
Okay.
locked me out because I tried to sign in so many times?
Maybe. What hit next? What does it do?
One account connects your device like
Is there any
Office.
way to is there any way to skip it?
No.
Yeah, I don't know. Only thing I would do is put your email in there and tell them to send you a code. Can you get to Net Zero? Your Net Zero account?
It says it says sign in options, offline account.
What's the other one say?
Says forgot my username.
Yeah, that's not what you want. Put your username in like you did. Go. You put your username in and say, I forgot my password. See what they tell you. Well, they're gonna if they send you a code to Net Zero, or you can be able to get to that email. No, no.
Enter a password.
Now what I'm saying if you tell them to send you a code, keep putting the password in, it's gonna lock you out.
We need to verify your identity. And the choices I have, it says email Paul Murray at netzero.com. Then it says
That's what
I have a code and I can click on that. Or
no, you don't have a code. You gotta go to get your email code sent to you. But can you sign into your again, listen, can you go to your Net Zero account?
yes.
If you know you can get to your Net Zero account, tell them to send you a code. We're trying to put the password, don't work. And how many passwords you got scratched out?
So I'm trying to sign in to Microsoft, right?
Okay, again, back to what I said. if you put your email in there and you don't have your pass, and it takes the email and it says that the password is wrong, you need to get the code sent to NetZero. We're trying to put the password in. We're trying to sign
I'm
back
not
in.
doing that, but I'm trying to look it up on all this bullshit paperwork I got.
That you should have threw away a long time ago and redid it.
But I'm looking for my account with Microsoft, right?
Right. Yeah, here you go. We need him in there. Come help me there, Justin. Come help me, Justin. Justin's gonna leave. Yeah, Justin said he ain't staying.
All right, is it working now? Fucking hate you.
Yep.
Yeah, it's working. I'm glad you're here. Help, Paul.
What are we looking at here?
Well, he rebooted his computer because he said he had an update to do. And when he signs in, it's telling him to sign into his Microsoft account. He's probably signed into it too many times and it's locked him out because it says, oops, something went wrong every time he does it now. So I told him, I said he's going to have to go to NetZero. He's going to have to sign in his username and tell him, send me a code or I forgot my password. And they're going to send it to him at NetZero, which he says he can get into, but he won't do it.
Go to your meeting, David.
He keeps trying to put the password back in.
See, I
Keeps
don't
looking
do
for
it.
a new password for Microsoft and all his paperwork. He says that's a bunch of crap. So he needs to stop doing that. Get the code sent to him and start again.
What's up, TJ? David,
But he won't listen.
James, and Brenda. An update
Easy,
wouldn't.
man.
An update would have never logged him out like that.
Yeah, I know. But this is saying let's add Microsoft something one. Let's add your Microsoft account. That's what it's saying. So it's either he
Yeah.
got scammed again or it's something. And when it
Normally,
something.
the only time this screen will pop up is if you factory reset the computer or you're buying a new computer and you turn it on.
Yeah, I know. I know. That's why I don't understand it.
So there's no reason why it should be on here. The only other time that will pop up is if like it keeps trying to sell you Microsoft 360, but you can just skip it. and it will go back.
Yeah,
to
it
the
won't
main
let you, and he
screen.
keeps putting the password in, which keeps locking him out.
It's definitely more than 4 digits. It's got to be at least 6 or.
Well, he had
Longer.
more than 4 digits in there
It didn't
before.
look like it just now.
Well, then he did. Then he only had 4, but he had more than 4 before. But every time he puts them in, he's just telling them, "I don't know my password," and they keep locking him out. Says, "Oops, something went wrong."
Just hit forgot password.
So I told him, but he won't do it.
Okay, okay, send a code to that email
Is that NetZero?
or
I want
send
him
you
to text me, right?
Is that your number though? Look at the last 2 digits
Yeah.
since you. Okay, yeah, text it.
It just dumped me out.
No, go back to it. You hit the wrong thing. Hit forgot password. It's not going to go back there. You're going to have to hit forgot password. There you go. Hit forgot password. And then click the little circle next to where it says text. Or hit the. I can't read that. It's hard to read.
It says verify user, and what's it say underneath that?
It says sign in, and it goes right back to start over again.
It's hard to read what it's saying. That's what I'm saying, Corey. That's the only way that screen should be up. Is either, like I
Yeah, I
said a
know.
minute ago, you either reset the computer or you bought a new computer and you're just turning it on for the first time. No update.
I think it thought he had an update and he reset it.
Oh, it did an update overnight.
Even if you update to, like, say from Windows 10 to 11, it's not going to go back to that screen. The only way it gets back to that screen is if it factory reset. It's impossible. That's the only way. Corey's saying the
Yep.
same thing. That was the first thing Corey asked in the chat.
Yep.
Can you try Control Alt Delete and sign out? Click sign out. Hit Control Alt Delete, Paul.
I tried that.
No, it's not doing anything. This is literally the Windows setup screen.
There you
Okay, hit
I
sign
can
out.
lock it, switch user, sign out,
Sign out.
change my password, or task manager.
Go to
Sign out.
out.
We said sign out and you keep reading. Sign out. Quit reading.
Okay. Now click enter. Now put your password in. You know what your computer password was to unlock your computer? I always use 4 digits. There you go. Back in Windows. I don't know how he got into that screen, Corey.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unless
I don't either.
you were going into some kind of another user, maybe.
Okay. Thanks, guys.
Thank you,
That
Corey.
was Corey.
Corey,
Corey.
you're the man.
I would have told you just to fucking bash the computer, but
I was about
said
to get
fucking
off. What you talking about? I was about to quit having a headache. Because we're saying sign out, Paul, and you keep reading. We tell you get the code sent to you and you keep reading. Just do what we're telling you to do.
Corey said, I think they're trying to force you to sign into an online account with an online account. Yeah, I don't know, Corey. I've never had that pop up unless I did a factory reset.
Well,
Yeah.
it's when I went to go sign off down at the bottom, it had the little ping next to it, and it says you can sign off with reset now, sign off, and restart in the morning or whatever, it
See, I always see that's why I use the Authenticator app on my phone. It stores all my Microsoft stuff on my phone, and I can authenticate a sign in right on my phone from my phone whenever my Microsoft account wants.
Why
That's
were you
it.
signing off though, Paul? Why you shut it down?
The Authenticator app's so much
at the
easier.
end of the night, I don't leave my computers on all night.
Well, you need to leave them on.
It doesn't hurt to leave them on.
Yeah, leave them on. You won't have to worry about this again.
Like I said, you just really don't want to put your computer into sleep mode because it fucks shit up when it does that. So you
Lance
either
is
want,
here.
so most people will either turn their computer completely off or they'll leave it running all the
I
time.
don't have any more. It's all gone. Look, you ate it all. Go eat the food. Your dish. Cleo's
Because
eating
one
it.
problem you have with computers when you put them into sleep mode is trying to wake them to fuck back up. Sometimes they
Yep.
don't want to wake up.
So just let them run, Paul. Paul, let them run. Let them
Leave
run.
them on.
Let them run.
What do
Let
I
'em
do?
run. Let 'em run.
Turn the monitors off or what?
Yeah, you can just
No.
turn the power off on the monitors if you don't want the monitors on.
Yeah, you can set in the power. You can set the power to turn off after say an hour if you're not using it.
I
Yeah,
just
you
leave
have-
them on.
I mean, you already got like 18 TVs running in the house. 2 more monitors ain't gonna add much more.
Yeah, I got my electric bill. $1,880.
God, could you imagine Corey if he was running like
$1,800 electric bill.
Yep.
that had to
That's
have been a
ain't-
couple.
that ain't right.
That had to have been a couple months worth of electric. There's no way one month it was $1,800. That's crazy. Unless that's including your upstairs neighbor on a separate. If they're not on a separate meter.
Oh, $1,660. 1682.
No, there's something wrong with that bill. Unless you forgot to pay it.
And here's the can you see that?
Corey, what are you
Quit
powering?
showing
the
us
block
the information.
$840 is due on June the 6th.
Yeah, because you forgot to pay it, so they want that last month's worth. The rest of it is for the next month. So
You must have forgot a bill.
Yeah, you must be a couple months behind then.
Stop buying peanuts.
I think the squirrels will survive without peanuts.
The squirrels don't need electricity. You do.
You're gonna have to call them and tell them that, TJ, because I'm not gonna do that. No.
Well,
Corey, you could open a fucking computer repair store next to Paul's house and he'll keep you busy. Fuck any more outside work. Just computer and IT. That's it. Just for Paul's house. Yeah, you got to figure something out, Paul, because you got you're getting real close to the Windows 11.
You're getting real close to not having electricity.
And I'd be surprised if half his computers are even capable of upgrading to Windows 11. I know the one is because David AZ turned it off, so it wouldn't do it. But I don't know about the rest of his computers.
Well, Justin, you don't have to worry about that because if he keeps doing it this way, he's going to run out of electricity anyway.
But it isn't going to lock. It shouldn't lock him out or anything if he upgrades to Windows 11. It's not going to like reset everything. It's just going to look different when it boots back up.
Justin,
What?
you know what the word there is shouldn't.
Hey, TJ, congratulations.
On what?
Well, you got your hat sideways. I figured you signed a contract with somebody.
Paul, when was
Yeah.
the last time you did an inspection upstairs?
The city does it.
No, when was the last time you personally went
Oh, I
upstairs?
can't climb the stairs.
Then you've got a problem.
Are you talking
You-
about his power bill?
Yeah, you need
No,
to go up there and find out what's going on.
He's 2 months behind because they're asking for a minimum amount of it, which means that they want the
840
portion.
is what they're asking for.
They want the portion that he's behind on. So that's
Yeah,
why they're
exactly.
only asking
Still,
for
it's
800.
still quite hot, quite high.
It's quite high.
It is, but you got.
It is quite high.
But is her
Get you-
apartment? But the question is her apartment on a separate meter,
No,
or do you
No.
guys share a meter?
It's all on the one. Same.
but geez, what I'm saying, he needs to find out
Well,
what.
Well, the other interesting thing too is I come home and I look upstairs and all the windows are open.
Well, one thing, there's two things here. Your average house electric bill in most areas is going to be between 300 to 500, depending on which area you live in, a month. Now you got a full blown apartment going on upstairs, which could add another 200-300. But you also have old wiring in your house, which is not running your electric as efficient as a modern system would. Only about half your house is wired to the modern stuff.
Stop
That
talking
could
like
be it. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, JD. Yeah, it's probably part of his knob and wire or knob and tube wiring. It's not running his electric nearly as efficient. He's probably losing a lot of just
His knob and
dead power that's not going to anything.
tube
He's
wiring.
paying for it.
TJ.
the meter is obviously correct. The
TJ
power
just
you
got,
use.
TJ just got done eating breakfast. He's licking his lips and he's licking his fingers.
Hey, TJ, don't encourage him.
Is your heating electric or gas, Paul?
It's both.
That's
Right.
funny.
I'm running floor heaters all the time down here.
Oh, well, fuck. That explains it
That's
right
why.
there.
That's it.
If you're running
That's
a
all
bunch
your
of
money right there.
Well, I got
Where-
a heater right over there. That's always on. See how it's red?
yeah,
Why?
JD, ours is always like 250, 300 a month.
That's
Right.
why, Paul, wear thicker clothes or wear long sleeve shirt.
Well, I could just turn it off.
And you got to remember,
Yeah,
too,
that would be the
his-
best. Turn it off.
Well, no. Don't just turn it off. Turn it off and put it on the side of the curb.
and there's
Right?
a
With a
lot,
message saying free to a bad home.
and there's a lot of other factors that could be in play here. Paul's house isn't the smallest house. That's a pretty big fucking house. And how well is it sealed up? You know, does it have modern windows? Is the door
Oh,
that goes to the basement, does that have a good seal around it? I mean, there could be a lot of lost heat coming out of there.
Should I be wearing longer shirts and better clothes instead of paying $800 a month?
Yeah, but if he's got that heater on, even this time of year,
I'm
I've
not
got
really
two
sure.
more heaters on out here.
I'd
What
unplug
the
them all
hell?
and throw them out.
I'm not really sure
I'm-
how much. But I'm not really sure how much our electric bill is a month, but I know it's way less than what Paul's paying.
Mine was $82 this month.
But what I'm saying is like the size of his house plus that full blown ass apartment he's got upstairs and him running all that shit, multiple TVs, everything. And everything. I mean, it kind of seems like it would add up to $500 to $800 a month. I mean, especially if he's running a bunch of plug-in heaters and shit plus central
And I
air.
also got two fans running.
you've got
That's
heaters
pretty-
blowing away and then fans trying to cool them down.
Yep.
No, circulate the heat, you know?
Ours always
Yeah.
stays at like 250, 300 Corey, but we run the AC like almost 24/7.
Well,
We
my
rarely-
AC is turned on automatic.
We only have like a couple months out of the year, and we don't always turn it off because the house is so well insulated that it does still get hot in the house. It doesn't get cold enough to freeze the house out, you know.
Turn off your space heaters, put more clothes on.
I agree. Quit eating all the food that stops your circulation of thinking.
But I'm saying if you just did an average, say 300 a month for his house, 250 a month for that apartment, 200, 250 a month. Say that's around $500-600 plus. You had all the shit he's running. Now I'm just talking basic electricity. If he wasn't running all that shit, you know,
Okay.
that's
How many
a lot of
TVs
money.
you got going?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4 TVs. Now, TVs don't take up a lot of the newer.
No, because
No.
they're newer TVs.
But he's
These
running
aren't
on
going
an
to draw
old.
much,
Yeah, but the thing is like I said,
but
his
it'll
house.
save.
It
It's
doesn't
all-
make a difference, that, Justin. Trust me.
Yeah, but when you're running old knob and tube wiring and everything through most
Yes,
of your
but it
house,
won't make a difference to how much electric you're using.
And
No.
I'm running 3 computers.
Okay.
4 actually
Right.
computers.
4 computers. What about the garage? Do you have any heaters going in there?
Yeah, but it's a gas heater,
That's the one for the main unit, right?
right? My office. Yep. It's a gas heater on the wall. It's plumbed in direct.
But that's not your main central unit.
No.
I wouldn't be
But that
using
works off of
electric.
gas, so that's gonna be different.
If I was in an area where it was cold like that, I wouldn't be using electric heat at all.
Are all your lights on in all the rooms?
Gas is more likely not to fail.
It's
on
just
you.
in the kitchen.
Right. Good
Wear
morning,
more
Scott.
clothes, Paul.
What's up,
What's
Jeff?
Put on
that?
a
Way more
sweatshirt.
clothes, turn off the kitchen light. You don't need it on unless you're in there. You're not in there. Boone can see better than you.
Well, I know that little bugger.
Yeah, because it always looks like daytime in your house, which means you got every fucking light in the house on.
Well, and I've got these lights here that help me when I'm doing this and that, and then I'm charging batteries.
Like Jim said too, each
You
item
don't have
does
that many
have depth.
batteries to charge.
Whether it's a low draw item or not, as much shit as he has, like Jim said, it adds up. You know,
Yeah.
When
Take
you're
them
out-
space heaters and put them on the curb.
when your
Yeah, pack
average
it in.
household is only running 1 to maybe 3 TVs a day, Paul's got like 6 TVs running in his house. That right there is higher than average. And space heaters, and even, you know, some of these new window unit AC units, you know, they claim to be really low draw, but they still do use a significant amount of power. It's not as bad
Well,
as
I
30
bought
years
them
ago.
2 space heaters upstairs.
That's 5 space heaters. Takes them, and she's got her windows open, the space heater's going. That's just nothing but power.
Well, they're all on automatic, the space heaters.
Yeah, with the windows open, they're gonna kick on and off.
There's some real asshole drivers. My
A
God.
few whole ass drivers too.
But see,
Hey,
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Jess.
Go ahead,
No,
Justin.
go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Justin.
But
Go
I
ahead,
was just
Justin.
saying,
Go
my
ahead, go ahead,
understanding
Lance.
of the way electrical works is because in a lot of other countries they have it to where you can turn your individual like sockets off when you're not using them. We don't do that in America. And my understanding is them being powered consistently is always drawing power.
You need to call your electric company and say, look, you play the old man card. Say I'm an old man on a fixed income. How am I paying this much money a month on it? Is there any kind of breaks in the deals? Any kind of breaks or any kind of programs I can get on to save money? Because they probably do.
Ooh. All right.
Because
Corey,
there's a
let me know that.
program I signed on just because I can do it because of my age, and it's knocked me down to like $82 a month.
I think that's the one that Matt plays, Corey.
Well, the thing of it is that they don't know that I've got an apartment upstairs, you know?
They gotta know you got an apartment upstairs. They know you got a house that big. They might not know it's an apartment, but they know you have it upstairs.
I
It
used,
doesn't matter
I used-
whether it's an
I used
apartment.
to have the hot tub plugged in too, you know?
That's a
Ooh, a hot
$50
tub.
game. Hell yeah, I'm gonna grab
I
that.
love sitting in them things during the wintertime. Oh, it's so nice.
Yeah, that was 220, that baby.
Hey TJ, we had a hot tub at the pool that they used to really maintain, right? And we'd go out there in the wintertime and you'd walk out there and you'd have all that air coming out, that frost coming out your mouth. And that
Yeah.
hot tub would be just steam coming off on it. And you get there and you feel like you're a freaking crawfish
Oh,
because it'd be
wow.
so hot. You come out of there and
Man.
you'd be red.
It's crazy. Like when you're sitting in a hot tub when it's snowing outside, it's really cold.
TJ, we're trying to talk him off a cliff.
Talk him off a cliff. No, but like when
You don't
my
have a hot
dad-
tub anymore.
No, when my dad was alive, he had this big, huge house. It was like a 3-story house, and it had one of those wraparound porches and shit. And there was he had a hot tub, and you know, like I guess it was, I don't know, January or something like that, and it was snowing. It was really cold, and we were sitting in the hot tub, and my hair was wet, and I stood up, and then my hair just like froze. It was like my hair had a bunch of hair gel in there. It was crazy.
You weren't in Florida.
How big was the hot tub, TJ?
It could fit maybe like 7 or 8 people in there.
Yeah, mine was an eight person hot tub. One can lay down, and then five
Yeah.
people have their own little seats around there.
Yeah,
You know what I did with that? I gave it away.
you gave it away.
I said, "Come get the damn thing."
Yeah, they're a lot to maintain. I mean, it's you know you got to put the chemicals in there, and
That's the thing that pissed me off, is having to work on the chemicals all the time.
yeah,
And then
that shit's
a
annoying.
couple of times, one of the pumps went out. I had to have the pump replaced. That was $400.
Dude, it's such a bitch to maintain. Like whether it's a hot tub or a pool or whatever it is. I mean, it's crazy to maintain it. I mean, we have one in our community, so that's what they're you know that they do all that to maintain it, and you know it's quite a bitch to maintain because you don't want to get in a pool and be like have weird shit all over your skin or whatever. It's like fuck.
You know, I had a shoot years ago when I was working at Simple Goodness, and I should have took the 2 days off because I was shooting all night, coming back, editing the film, getting the film processed at Walgreens, driving it back to New Orleans that morning, dropping it off, the pictures. I did this for 3 straight days. So I was
What is
getting about three
what is
hours sleep. It was a pharmaceutical group that came in having a big convention. So I was the
uh,
photographer for 3 days, 3.5 days. And all I
uh,
did was go everywhere they went and shot pictures. All of them just candid shots. And next morning I'd bring them all their candid pictures. And then, I mean, they were all put in little frames. They were all set up in little paper frames. And then I'd go to work all day, then leave again to go do it again. And I was getting about 2 to 3 hours sleep. The third day when I got back, I was so tired when I was finished. They gave me like an $800 bonus on all that because of getting it all back and forth to them. And I get back and I work the day. And Anthony told me, he said, if you do this again, take the days off. You need to take the days off. So that night, I was so sore and so tired. I went and sat down in the hot tub when I got off of work. And I leaned back on the side like that and I fell sound asleep in the hot tub. What woke me up was I rolled over and I went under the water.
I think
So
that's
that was,
how what was it? Matthew Perry from Friends died. Like, well, I think he had a lot of drugs in his system too, and he fell
he was
asleep in.
drugged up.
But I think that he said he did fall asleep in a hot tub and died or whatever. I think.
Yeah, that's what happened. He drugged out. He was drugged up.
Yeah.
But that hot tub, we used to have that thing, Bill, that used to live here, Mr. Bill.
What's up,
This
Bill?
guy he used to be in the Navy, and he used to come over and he'd walk across. It'd be 35 degrees, and he'd walk across. You see him walking across the complex in his short pants with his towel over his arm and his glass of wine. And he'd walk over, get in the hot tub like that, get out the hot tub, go jump in the cold pool, swim a couple of laps, go big back in the hot tub, drinking his wine. Then he'd get up, walk back to the apartment, fill his wine up, come out all the way back, do it again. He'd do this in 30 degrees.
So I was when I was living in South Carolina at the time, when I was recovering from my injuries, my mom had a hot tub, and when my mom's husband was alive at the time, his son came to visit us, and his wife and kids and whatever came to visit us in South Carolina, and it was snowing one year, and me and my mom's husband's son, we were sitting in the hot tub. He was like, TJ, have you ever done a hot tub snow angel before? I was like, no, what the hell is that? He was like, well, what we're going to do is we're going to sit here and let our bodies get really warm and whatever. And then we're going to run out as quickly as possible and run out and just lay our bodies in the snow. And then we'll get up and then get back in the hot tub. And when we did that, man, it felt like a bunch of needles and shit were sticking all over my body. It was crazy.
Oh yeah. Like I said, that hot tub, we used to have that thing so hot out there. that only thing we were missing was the crab boil.
Oh,
You'd get in there, and but like I said, you come out of it, and everything that was in that hot tub was red.
yeah. Yeah, that's what happens. You get out and your skin's all red. It's like, man, I feel like a lobster.
So Justin, I got the email last night saying that the guy apologized me from DJI saying, sorry it's taking so long. He said he said your drone should be shipped 1 or 2 business days. Now that's 1 or 2 business days. Today would be 2 business days from Canada. So they said they don't have a Mavic 3 in the United States, so they're sending me one from Canada. So it's going to be a new one, all refurbished.
So that way, your old Mavic 4, like, or your Mavic 3 or whatever. What happened to it again?
That was the one that when it was landing, did the little pause to land. You know how they come down and they pause and then they go down?
Yeah.
It came up like this, went right out.
Oh, and it took
That's the
off.
one that did that to me.
Oh, okay, yeah. It didn't fly. It flew away.
No, it flew into me.
Oh, and
When
then it crashed, and then it.
I'll put it this
crashed.
way: when it hit, I had my hand on it right here when the blades were getting me here, and I threw
Right.
it. I threw it straight down on the ground, and when I threw it on the ground, it bounced, and I seen pieces kind of break, and I went, "Oh damn!" Yeah. Oh damn!
Oh damn!
Yeah, that's all I said was, "Oh damn!" Then I reach over to pick it up, and I noticed I got blood all over my hands, and I went, "Oh!" I had blood all over my arms,
Damn.
but it never hurt. That's the thing I can't get over. It never hurt.
Yeah, that's
It's just,
crazy.
it didn't even sting. It just kind of, it was there.
Wow.
I am a man.
Uh,
Can't hurt me.
no drone can ever hurt me.
No drone
about-
can hurt me.
TJ didn't really say that, did he?
I said it.
Joe said that.
Actually, TJ, what he really said was, "Your drone can't harm me. My wings are like a sheet of steel."
My wings
Go on, name the cartoon.
Probably
I
a
was
British
watching-
cartoon. We don't know it.
Oh, it's not.
I didn't get home from work till like, I don't know, 1:30 this morning, because we had the floor guys come in and mop and wax the floors and shit like that. And so like I stayed there while they were doing it. I did stay there, and they left about like, I don't know, it was like 1:30, almost 2 o'clock in the morning. And so I was sitting there.
Where
watching
was this, TJ?
at work.
Walmart.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so like I was sitting there watching this guy. He was flying his Neo like an FPV. He had the goggles and everything, and he was out on the beach, and he flew it out a pretty good distance. I think there was like a shipwreck or something, and so there was like some birds like sitting there, and he had his the battery life was, when he came back, was like, I don't know, 27 something per, or like it was like, it started to get low to like 16, 14, 13, 12%. And it started to land, and it landed right in the water. And he went back and tried to go find it when it landed, but he couldn't find it. So he ended up losing his Neo. Poor guy.
David, check out this green screen. Did I ever tell you how beautiful it was in the Pacific Northwest?
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, I felt like Uncle Bill here, guys. I'm sure this is going to give him, you know, this is going to scare him a little bit.
You missed, huh?
Yeah, I missed.
Oh, were you trying to fly through the tractors?
There it comes.
I should have flew through that water if his windows were open.
Oh, here it comes. Here it comes. Phew.
Oh, he made it. Hit the truck. Boom. That'd have been fun.
Were the windows rolled down? It looked like the windows were rolled down on that
I
truck.
know
You should've flew-
they did, didn't they? I should have flown through.
Yeah, you should have.
Oh, man, you got those three right there. You can do a serpentine. In and out, in and out, in and out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boom.
Hit that pole. That pole gave me PTSD.
So this used to be a
Should have flew past the guy.
gym.
Oh, looks like.
Now
he's
that's
trying
with
to-
the Neo.
Oh, he's waving to it. You seen wave?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
did wave. Yeah.
I'll have to go back and look. No, Paul. This is with the Avata 2.
You think the Neo could do that? No way.
Dude, that one.
Well, yours could because yours have so much respect for you that they'll do whatever you tell them to do.
And it has wings.
Yeah.
My Neo's a bitch. Okay.
How does it fly with those wings on there, Joe? Does it fly pretty good?
And no.
There you go. Oh,
Uh-oh. Oh, was that a flip that you just did?
Yeah.
it was.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
again.
Oh, there you go.
Getting brave.
Yeah.
Now he's gonna hit the equipment one.
There's
Getting
a
brave,
pole.
and now he's gonna hit something.
Him, he's fucking told.
Pole.
I swear. His toll text
No.
messages are getting ridiculous.
See, I would do that. I'd go in and out of those serpentines. You could do that. I'd do that with the trees over at Fairview. About the same distance.
Yeah, there's the guys.
Boy, you don't want to put it down there with all that water.
No.
Heck
Yeah,
no. Heck no.
But I was going to fly it yesterday, but it was so nasty in the Pacific Northwest. Paul, did I tell you how crazy poor it is up here?
No.
Yeah, it was raining sideways up here.
Well, you've always said, Lance, that everything up there is nothing but the best. So if it's rental rain, it's got to be the best rain, you know?
I'm gonna Velcro the candy corn to the top and see if it flies.
Oh my God, that's gonna be too much weight, Joe. Don't do that. That'd be too much
It's as
weight.
heavy as a drone. You have to put remote ID on it.
I know. So,
You have to register it.
people be
Well, put
looking
that
up
on.
the sky, be like, did you see that piece of candy corn just go flying in the sky?
So when you're flying with this, right? I flew it, and when you going into the wind's blowing this way, right?
Yeah.
Do not make a bank like that.
We don't see you.
You don't see it?
You off big screen. There you go. Do what?
Yeah. So if you're flying like this,
Yeah.
and you start making a bank like this, and the wind is coming this way, and you tilt it like this, bad decision.
Yeah, because the wings are catching all the wind.
Because the wings caught it, that sucker did this.
But
But it didn't crash.
It just turned, went like this, and it took.
It knew.
I don't even know.
Knew you were an FPV pilot. That's
No,
what.
no, we saw the report from DJI on his stick movements.
I got your stick moving.
Good one, Justin.
Any update today on that?
You weren't listening either.
I was on the
No.
phone.
Yeah.
'Cause Sarah got
Is-
another one of
we-
those calls. She freaked out because they said we owed $6.99 on a toll, which I know I got $12 credit because I can log into my SunPass account. And they said they were going to come seize my vehicle. Bitch, come in my yard and try to seize my car. You're going to get
Yeah.
16 rounds right in your ass.
This is the last thing I got from them. It says sorry for the late reply. Because I'd asked them, I said, when the replacement being sent, is there estimated time and will you give me a tracking number? It says sorry for the late reply. I was off for the past 2 days. The replacement drone is ready to be sent to you in 1 to 2 working days from Canada, since the drone is out of stock in the U.S. You'll receive shipping notification, including the tracking number soon. So I'm thinking Monday, Tuesday, today it'll go up. at
And to
latest tomorrow.
be held at the border.
Better not be. So
Sounds
they
like,
are sending me a different drone and it's coming out of Canada.
Sounds like it's, we're down to 30%, or they're talking about 30% tariffs. Did I hear that right?
Yeah. Weren't they at 30% before?
Well, you know, it was up to 150%.
No, I mean originally, wasn't it at 30%?
You know, and that's what I was going to ask you guys. I don't know. What was it, guys?
I think it was.
Okay, well, that's fine.
So it's going back to what it was. But the difference is that they're going to keep it at that. And it's just going to open up more business for us in China. That's what they're supposed to be doing. So they caught another one of those inmates yesterday in New Orleans East at an abandoned house. Somebody saw him going in and out of an abandoned house. This guy kept going in and out.
Guys, I'll be back on later.
They called the police and they went in there and got him. So now there's only 6 on the loose. And there's a $20,000 reward out there for each one of them. So I need to find out where about 2 or 3 are.
JD took his funny pill this morning. Like everyone crashed their drones into themselves. Free drones for all.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
Did you see Johnny's show this morning? He was flying his FPV, and I think a wire or something that came loose, and it fell like right up.
One of the wires he soldered came loose.
Yeah.
And Mark Fisher told him, he said, I'd have told everybody I did the Matty, what you call flip and all the other stuff on the way down to save it.
Yeah. Good thing it landed in soft grass and not on damn hard concrete.
Yeah, he just missed from getting in trouble.
Yeah.
I told you, I've seen the way he flies. He scares me.
Well, he says the same thing about you.
He wears protective gear when I'm out there.
Yeah, he wears a football helmet and everything else and gloves.
I think it'd be kind of hard. Well, it depends on what kind of gloves you have on, because you have those like real thick ones. It'd be kind of hard.
Real thick and heavy gloves. They go up all up the arm, you know.
One's for dogs. There goes Paul Seal's impression again. Don't encourage him, TJ.
Hey, Lance, can you imagine having TJ in your classroom?
Oh, he would be the first guy sent to the principal.
And you know what? The principal sent him right back.
They do that anyway. Yeah.
So you're saying it's catch and release?
Yeah.
No, actually, I'd put him up front, in front of the class, and let him do his.
I can see TJ as a bus monitor. Yeah. Hey, kids. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. Oh, yeah.
That's funny. Oh, that's pretty good.
Pretty good.
That's pretty good. Oh, that's funny. Oh, that's pretty good. Oh, that's funny.
That's a new sound. That's a new sound. Deep down in the brain, strangest sound you ever heard.
That's funny. That's funny. That's pretty good. That's funny.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Woo!
That's funny.
Hey Lance, it'd almost be worth it to get a GoFundMe account to send TJ out there to your school so you can sit in your class a couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not excited about that?
That's funny. I just
But
feel like
TJ, TJ, how good is it? Is it pretty good?
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. That's funny.
You'd have to keep a couple of boxes of Kleenexes in the classroom, though, Lance.
Hey, Jim, you forgot to congratulate TJ. He's got that hat sideways because he signed a rapper contract.
He's a rapper.
A rapper contract.
And you know what the name of his act is? Loose Rapper.
Loose rapper.
And the crowd's all you, come on, TJ, let loose.
That boat that crashed into the Brooklyn Bridge, was it?
That's pretty good.
They said 2 people passed away.
Yeah, they were. If you looked up all the lights, they had a sailor between each light, standing up there.
Standing on the mast, yeah.
And what happened is when they showed one of the girls she was out there and somebody was taking her pictures. They were doing like selfies and stuff, video.
Yeah.
And it might have been for TikTok or something, but she was doing video. And when it started hitting, you could see the people just tumbling and hitting, looked like pinball machine popping down.
Now they were standing on all the cross masts.
Yeah.
So was it a gal that was on one of the masts, or was she on the boat?
No,
Well, there was a gal that was hanging from a mast.
She was on the
dock. All the people on the dock were
boat.
filming it. When it happened,
Wow.
you can see the people dropping off and hitting one of them bounced about 4 times, and then he actually hit the side of the ship.
Well, hold on. What are we talking
He's probably
about?
one that died.
Talking
The
about the tall
Mexican.
ship?
Yeah, the Mexican.
Yeah.
Well, why are we talking about it? Let's see the video. Somebody pull it up.
Pull it up there, Justin.
I don't know what video it is.
Just say
See,
ship
that's
hit
why, Justin.
Brooklyn.
You
Say
smart ass.
that's all you gotta do. Hit Brooklyn on Instagram. That's where it was.
Tall ship, Brooklyn.
There's about 100 of them out there, and some of them don't show anything.
I saw the one that showed that tugboat right next to it that didn't do his job.
Where's Daily?
Oh, you're talking about the that ship that went to the Brooklyn Bridge?
Where's Daily Mail
Where you
at? They
been,
always
TJ?
Daily
Mail
Mail,
always-
that's British.
no. Daily Mail isn't British. That's
Hey, that make for a good nose.
Daily Mail always shows
It's like
unedited
a
footage.
toucan.
No, Daily Mail's owned by Ben Shapiro.
Yeah,
He's American.
I'm going to eat me some Fruit Loops.
Follow your nose.
Follow you know.
I want to see the unedited video. From all these stupid news agencies that want to frickin' edit everything. Daily Mail usually shows you all the unedited footage. They don't blur anything out. Like, don't blur shit out. Let me decide what I want to look at.
Hey, TG, I found another one that was about half this size. That was a fidget that passes
There we
through,
go.
but it
Oh,
doesn't come apart. You have to print it all together. And I said, "There's no way that's going to work." So I sat here 4 hours printing it all together. I could not get that thing apart.
Oh shit!
There's no way it would come apart.
Did you
Alright,
you
I
printed it already? Did you print it
Yeah, I
already?
threw it away. I got so mad at it because it was sticking in some places. I couldn't get it apart.
Oh,
Tonight, the
See?
NTSB ramping
damn,
up
that's crazy.
to what caused this stunning scene in New York City.
I know what caused it. The morons didn't know how high the bridge was and how high their ship was.
Yeah, that's what it was. Because somebody said that there was like something with the engine. It failed or something.
At 8:20 p.m. A call
Yeah,
for
it didn't
help
have any power.
824.
But there was a tugboat right next to it. He could have got behind it and stopped it.
Or they could have dropped their anchors. I mean, but I guarantee what happened was they fucking panicked.
Mass struck
I tell you
They
what
didn't know
happened. They
what to
were
do.
saying,
Bridge.
too much tequila.
The ship
Too much tequila.
it was going about 2 to 2.5 knots.
Yeah, that's
the
not
NTSB
even that
telling
fast.
NBC News the
Yeah.
ship accelerated.
Approaching what appeared to be the middle of the
Drop
channel.
all
you
your
would have thought
fucking
maybe
anchors
it would be
if you have
slowing
to.
down, but then it accelerated up to 6 knots when it struck the bridge.
Moving in the wrong
Sounds like my
direction.
DJI drone.
Nuestras condolencias y
Oh,
The
not this
Mexican
dumb
president
bitch.
today offering her condolences to
Just
the family.
accelerated.
2 people killed on board. Both had been
girl
standing
was
on the
killed.
upper yards of the ship.
Oh, damn,
according to
yeah,
the
there's people all the way
NTSB,
across.
As part
What
of a
the fuck?
tradition when
Oh
the
shit!
That's what I was saying.
That-
dangling from the rigging.
I didn't realize those were people right there.
Built
That's
more than 40
crazy.
years ago, the
Yeah,
ship
it
is
just
used
knocked
for
them
naval
off.
training and as an ambassador of Mexican culture. Its stop in New York City was part of a planned 254-day voyage to 15 countries. Most of the crew members on board
Let's get a
returning
real
to
Navy ship and
Veracruz
start
today
beating up the
as
hell
investigators
cartel.
zero in on their damaged ship.
Local officials have said there may have been a mechanical issue on board, but the NTSB today, who has yet to board the ship, would not speculate. Lester?
Emily, thanks.
Yeah,
Thanks
it
for
was a
watching.
tequila problem.
That didn't show anything, Justin.
I couldn't see anybody following or
Right,
following.
That
but
wasn't a good video.
That was definitely unedited though, because they didn't blur anything. It was just there were so many little lights and fixtures everywhere. It was hard to see what was what.
I didn't realize those were people standing up there. I thought it was like some kind of decoration, but then when they showed it up close, I was like, holy shit, those are people.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Like that's what I'm saying is like worse. I understand that it was a mechanical failure, but start dropping anchors, do something. Like if they would have dropped anchors, if possibly they could have stopped the ship or at least slowed it down enough to get those people off of there real quick.
Yeah.
Well, besides with all of the yelling and screaming going on, you could come out of the bridge and yell, "Get down, get down, get down," and they'd hey. Be like, TJ, stop it, stop it.
I thought they were going under the bridge originally. I was like, did they not check the height of the bridge before they went under it? I didn't realize it was a mechanical failure. I didn't really look into it though. I just saw a meme the other day and somebody said Mexico's naval ship, and I thought it was funny. I didn't realize it was an accident. There's some meme making fun of their navy. I thought it was just like
then you realize like, holy shit, that really did happen.
I thought it was
go
just
watch
like an
this.
AI generated footage.
Watch this one. When it goes back to the beginning, you see the people just hanging there.
Oh yeah. Now you can tell. Yeah, it's a
But they
lot
got-
more
when it-
closer.
Let me go back and come back. And watch. That's one that fell inches there, but watch these. Look at them swinging around.
Oh yeah, they're
Oh,
just
yeah.
hanging there.
And that's the thing, dude. Like, it's not like you could just jump off into the water because those masts are taller than that fucking bridge.
Yep.
Like, and I guarantee jumping off that bridge alone's a death sentence.
Yep.
Because you can see where they're broken. They're actually like, it looks like an L shape from when after it broke. It's like right at the bottom height of the bridge, right at the bottom of the bridge, which is still pretty high.
Yeah, it sucked to beat them, I'll tell you.
I wonder if the current was going that way, if that's what pulled the ship so fast. Does it look like the current's going that way? Alright.
There's people laughing.
Well, because they don't realize what's going on probably right away.
Life, bro. I ain't never seen some
There's a
shit
guy
like
up
this in
there.
my life.
There's
I
a
even
guy
know the
hanging.
clearance of the bridge.
As I stated, 19 were injured. 12 were hospitalized.
Nobody died though?
2 people.
Two.
That's not, I'm not saying that the 2 shouldn't have died, but that's not bad for them, as many people up on those maps. Like, it's sad that the 2 died, but that could have been a lot worse. Because there was like 10, 15 people on each one of those maps. Or each one of the levels of the maps. There was what, like 5 levels? That could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, if they would have seen that, if the people that were on top,
Look at
They-
look
I've
it
never
up
seen
here.
some shit like this in my life. How you don't know the clearance of the bridge?
These people didn't know that it was.
yeah, if they would have seen that they were getting close to the bridge, I'm sure they had that thought in their mind, like, holy shit.
Went to 77 on board. And then
Not TJ froze up. Like I said, it's sad 2 people died, but that could have been a lot worse.
Oh,
Yeah.
definitely.
It's lucky some of those people actually got, I don't know if they had safety ropes on or cables or whatever, but it's lucky that they were still hanging and they didn't fall.
I mean, I'm sure there had to be some kind of increment in their mind if they look and think, hey, we're getting pretty close. We need to get down here.
Well, you didn't have enough time.
Yeah.
Well, did Jim wants to know, did
And
they
that-
have to clean up all the tortilla chips?
What? Where did he say that at?
In the chat.
Oh, my chat must have froze.
Tortilla chips all over, he says.
Well, the thing is, too, is like the people up on the mast probably didn't realize what the ship was out of control, because you got to remember they're just standing up there, and they probably didn't have enough time to react. That's why I said the captain should have dropped the anchors to try to stop the boat. I
Yeah,
think,
but the crewmen that probably are in charge of dropping the anchors were all hanging up on the top.
I could imagine that shit's probably like, even though that ship looks old and it's an old ship, most of that stuff is modernized, the mechanics of the boat. I'd imagine the anchors could be dropped from the
From
I'm
the
not
bridge?
saying that I'm not saying that's accurate, but I'm assuming they could drop them from the bridge in an emergency.
What do you think, TJ?
I mean, something could have been done, like Justin was saying, anchors could have been dropped, like I said, because the people that were standing up top, they clearly could have seen that they were getting close to the thing there. And
Well, that's the old.
like Justin said, they probably didn't have enough time to.
Well, the old theory is, though, is TJ, you don't have eyes in the back of your head, and if you
Yeah.
notice, they were all facing upstream, not downstream.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. They were all facing the opposite direction, so I don't think they were paying attention.
Oh,
They
because it looked
probably
like they were
assumed that-
facing forward, and the ship was going forward.
No,
so-
they were facing the
backwards,
opposite.
TJ.
They were facing,
Oh, it was
facing the
going
opposite
backwards. Oh, it
direction.
looked like it was going forward.
No,
to me.
backwards.
Yeah, it was that tequila, TJ.
It was that tequila.
Telling you.
Open
One-
another
one
bottle.
tequila-
Here we
Oh,
go.
wow,
One
Edward.
tequila, 2 tequila, 3 tequila, 4.
Yeah,
look
that's
what
not
Edward
the way.
said.
That's not the way to take a cruise.
Heck no.
Yeah, I remember when I was like a little kid.
What's up, Ed?
No, I was probably about 12 or 13, and we went to Lake Havasu to my dad's vacation house. And we were in the boat. He rented a boat. I think his was broke or something. And we rented a boat. And we were out there, and he put the anchor down while we were out fishing. And he forgot to pull the anchor up, and we go to take off, and the boat kind of struggled a little bit. He's like, what the fuck? Hits the gas, boom, line snaps. He didn't even realize we lost the anchor. We get back, he had to pay like $300 for a new anchor. He was pissed.
So good.
The guy charged him, I think it was like $200 or $300 for losing the anchor. He was like, I was wondering why the boat was struggling. But he just fucking hit the gas and fucking snap the line.
Did David leave? Where did David go?
He
Oh, I
said
think
something.
yeah, he said he
I
had
was
to
on
do
the phone, but I heard him say something about I gotta go or something. I'll be back or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
a while back.
I still didn't hear what Joe's email was because as soon as he started reading it again, Sarah called me.
The email said that it's being shipped from Canada.
Really?
Yeah, they said they don't have one in the United States. 1 to 2 business days, they'll ship it from Canada. And that
Oh,
was
wow.
as of yesterday, but I'm thinking it's going to be the day before they do it.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I think they're strapped in, guys, because look at this guy right here. He's holding on.
Yeah, that's why I said some of them were
Yeah.
actually hanging.
He's holding on with one hand. So, and here's, I think he's strapped in. And there's his other, that might be his other
Oh,
hand.
could you imagine that guy that's straddling that thing was probably, oh my God.
Yeah.
Imagine they were scared as shit.
I bet that one. Well, never mind. I won't say.
And like me and Paul said, they were all facing the opposite direction of the way the boat was going. So they weren't even prepared for that. Like it just happened. It's probably better that they didn't realize it was going to happen because they didn't all tense up and panic. You know? Because it probably could have been a lot worse. Some of them probably would have tried jumping off the side, which wouldn't have been a good thing, hitting the water from that high.
Oh yeah.
Some of them may have tried to disconnect their lines and jump when in reality they would have been saved. I said that could have been a lot worse. Thankfully, it was only 2 people that died.
I think they
That
said
could have
19,
easily been a
19
15,
injured
20 people.
and 2 people.
Oh, yeah, it could have been easily all 20 of them dead. Or 21 of them. I wonder if anybody in the actual boat got injured from any falling shit. I wonder if anything actually fell down on the boat. They're just lucky that those top masts didn't break completely and fall. They actually held on. That was probably because of all the ropes and shit that were tied to them. Edwards in the
Good
chat,
morning.
Paul, talking about a wreck back in, what was it, the
Good
80s?
morning.
Back in the 90s, a freighter coming into the St. Clair River under Blue Water Bridge lost power and took out about 150 feet of railing along the seawall. It lowered its anchor and put a trench about a quarter mile long at the bottom of the St. Clair River. Yeah, anchors don't always stop a boat because if there's nothing for it to grab on.
Yeah, I mean, unless there's like rocks or whatever on the bottom, but
Yeah, unless it actually grabs something, it's just going to drag along. I mean, it will
Yeah.
slow the boat down because it is drag at the end of the day, but
Good morning.
if you got a smooth bottom on a river or like say a ocean floor, it's not going to grab anything. It's just going to ride along. But it's still worth trying, though.
yeah.
Hey, Ziggy, turn on TV, Prner.
Is Sarah back home yet, or is she's still out of
Yeah, I
town?
got
or-
to pick her up tomorrow, and then I got to call after 5 tonight and find out if I got to go to jury duty tomorrow. Really hope I don't have to because otherwise I may be pushing it to go get Sarah.
No, I have never once been selected for jury duty.
Well, I can't imagine the jury room with you in there.
You have to be registered to vote. So have you ever registered to vote?
I mean, yeah, I am
Okay.
registered. Pretty sure, yeah. 'cause
Well,
I did,
you just
I did
happen to
vote
not
in the
been
last-
called yet.
I did vote in the last election, so I'm pretty sure I'm registered to vote.
It will happen at some
So,
point.
like,
You'll get
so
one.
what happens? Do they randomly send you a letter saying that you've been selected?
Yeah,
for
you get a letter in the mail saying you've been selected for jury duty. You can call after 5 p.m. the night before, and it'll say you don't need to come in, or if you do, then you need to fill out a questionnaire, and then you have to show up the next morning. If you don't show up, you can be held in contempt of court, and they can actually come and arrest you or fine you for it. Because it's the what is it? It's a letter from the actual district court that you get. Like the district court of your area.
What's your does it tell you like what the like what the jury court hearings, does it tell you kind of like a?
No, you're just getting pulled in for
You're getting into it's called a jury pool. You don't know what you're gonna do.
Yeah, it could be a murder case, it could be somebody fighting a small criminal conviction, it could be anything. It could be a criminal case or criminal traffic violation that somebody's trying to fight. I mean,
oh, okay, yeah.
It's pretty much when anybody tries to claim they're innocent, then it goes to jury if they don't want to take a plea deal. And then that's when you get pulled in for jury duty. But like I said, they scrutinize the shit out of you if they're picking you for a jury. Like if they're doing a jury pool, yeah, they're going to ask you all kinds of questions, and they look at everything about you, your demeanor, your tattoos, anything you have. They're going to look at every little thing about you and decide whether you're fit for that particular jury or not.
No. I mean, I only have a few tattoos, so.
I mean, they just look at everything because they want, like I say, if it's a prosecutor, they want to know, they want to try to figure out if you're sympathetic to if you might be a sympathetic person to this particular defendant or whatever. Yeah, there's a lot of shit in it. But then like I said, you can call the night before and they might tell you, oh, we don't really need you, so you can just stay home. You don't have to go. So, but your work has to give you the time off. They cannot legally tell you, they can't reprimand you for it. So if you ever get jury duty, you just take the letter in and have them make a copy at your work. They ask for it.
Like, hey,
or
look, I
just show it to them.
Jury duty. I need to.
Yeah, or you just walk in and show your manager, I have jury duty this date, and then they can't say anything to you. So, and you'll usually get it about 2 weeks before you're scheduled to go in. So, I got mine 2 weeks ago. So.
So like you'll get it in the mail. What will it say? Like you've been selected for jury duty or something like that, or just like court of whatever.
It says by order of the district court, you've been ordered to do your civic duty, and you've been selected for random jury duty, and then it gives you all the information where you have to go, and then the number you can call to find out if you need to go, because it's easier to call the number instead of just showing up and finding out you don't have to be there, and then you waste your time, you know.
Some people do that. They just show up and be like, oh, we don't need you. Like, what was the point of me coming down here?
Well, that's why they give you the number to call the night before to verify, because they give you a reference number that's linked to your name and social security number, and you call the number and you punch in that reference number and it will tell you.
And you're still not assured to be on the jury. You just go down and sit in a room and.
Yeah, you could be there all fucking day before they decide to release you, or you could be there for 30 minutes and they might tell you to leave. So I know I've seen plenty of people have to go and they sat there all day long just to find out they didn't have to be there.
How much, like, if you do end up staying, like, doesn't that pays you, right? You get paid for doing that, right?
Yeah, it's $15 a day the first 3 days, and then it's only $30 a day after that. It's not enough to live off of. Like I said, if you got wrapped up into some big murder trial or something, dude, and you were in it for 6 months, you damn near bankrupt yourself because they wouldn't pay you enough to live off of. It's actually kind of crap pay, to be honest. I think they should have to pay you what your daily wage is.
Yeah, I think that'd be better.
or it needs to be I mean, honestly, I mean,
And your company should still pay you your wages. So when I was on jury duty, and I was on for the full month of November back in 2019, and so I still got paid, and then I got paid $15 a day, for every day I had to go. That basically paid for that.
I don't know if companies pay you around here.
Yeah.
I think it depends on the company whether they want to pay for it or not. I don't think I don't think it's mandatory. But you're in a union though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your union probably has some kind of thing set up for that. That might be a union thing. Because I don't think when I worked for Walmart, I don't think we paid people to be off for jury duty. I think they just got the day off.
Gosh, you would think that you would have to, because you're being made to do that. That doesn't seem
I'm not
right
sure.
to pay, but
I wonder what Joe's doing that we get to look at the back of his head.
Like they let the court pay you a full day's wage and then give that to the damn defendant if they lose their case. Then they can pay for every jury that was on a jury member. Add that onto their court fees.
I'm printing a candy corn fidget.
Oh, there you go.
Greatest candy in the world.
It's the circuit and county courts.
I was looking at some pictures online. I've seen people where they start like a circle of candy corn, and they'll stack. I don't know how the heck you do that. I feel like that would be impossible to do. Is like stack like little pieces of candy corn and make it look like an actual like roll of like a whole like corn thing, or corn on the cob is what I'm thinking of. You probably have to glue it just to stack it like that, because it wouldn't stay like that if you just stacked it by yourself.
No.
I gotta go to the Bartow courthouse. I thought it was Auburndale, but I gotta go to Bartow.
How far away is the courthouse from you?
Bartow's 20-25 minute drive. It's not that far. And that's just traffic during the day. If it was like the middle of the night and I was driving there, it'd take me 15 minutes to get to Bartow. Just traffic is a little heavier around 17 in the afternoon or in the mornings. Actually, no, because time does it say I have to be there? 8 a.m. So I'd leave here about 7. Yeah, it wouldn't take me but 15 minutes to get there that early in the morning.
So you obviously have to be there. You called like the day before and they said that you needed to show up or whatever.
I got to call tonight. Yeah, I have to call tonight after 5 p.m. And if their website or their phone service is down, you have to show up. You just have to show up because obviously you can't check. For some reason their system's down.
Does that happen sometimes? Their phone lines are down sometimes?
I don't know. I don't do jury duty enough to know that. But that's what it says on the paper. It says that their systems happen to be down. You have to just show up.
I've had it twice here. First time I went down and they said, there's about 60 of us, and they said, go home and then call back every day at 5 o'clock to find out if you have to come back the next day because we don't need you today. And it was for 4 days. And I called back at 5 each day and they didn't need me for the next day. So I think I was working at Pizza Hut at the time. I got paid from Pizza Hut. Plus I got the money from them. They paid me either way. I got paid because I was still on the books. And the second time I went there was a couple of big cases coming up. And I knew that. I said, "Oh Lord, I don't want none of these." And my nephew's son died like the day before I had to go to jury duty. So when I went down there, I took his obituary down. I said, "Look, my nephew's son just died." I said, "I just need to know if I could give somebody a number to get in touch with me if they need me." The girl looked at it and said, "You can go home." Took me off of it. She says, "You don't need to be here. Go." But they didn't even ask. I had it in my hand to give it to them. They said, "We don't even need that. We believe you. Go."
Yeah.
But I
Did they
didn't know
give
if somebody would have called me. Or it was my
Oh,
sister's grandson.
if you're 70 years or older, you get permanently removed from jury duty.
Yeah.
Did they at least give you a little bit of money just for showing up?
I actually did. I got a check for $15 for being it.
Oh.
Yeah. I didn't. How you? I hope it's 70 years old. I don't have to worry about it again.
Well, I think it's every state has its own regulations.
I have to look. I never even thought of that. Figured one day I'd be there about 82 years old and have to say, "Get off my lawn."
DJ.
He was on somebody's grass. Burn
Well, I guess you can request excusals if you're deceased.
You what?
It says there's a checkbox that says on if you're not eligible, and one of them's deceased. So I guess you got to mark that.
Yeah, send that one in.
Just check the deceased one.
Well, I don't know. It says 70 years or older permanently removed, or it says 70 years of age or older one-time excusal. I don't know if they just remove you after 70 or I don't know. It does say that physicians and medical impairments permanently incapable. Expected mothers don't have to. Women giving birth within 6 months before reporting date. Serving in the military, active duty, don't have to do it. Practicing attorney or physician doesn't have to do it. Full-time law enforcement officer, investigating agency, personal power. And full-time students don't have to do it.
Hey.
A parent not employed full-time with custody of a child. Well, how do you have? How are you a parent that's not employed but you got full-time custody? How do you even win a custody battle if you're not working?
Well, they're on the dole.
Yeah, 70 years or older. 70 years of older in Louisiana can claim an exemption from jury if they don't want to be, if they're summoned and if I don't want to serve, I can say I don't want to do it. But also I could identify as a breastfeeding mother.
What the fuck?
TJ didn't even hear that one. That one should have got a laugh.
Wait, what? I was reading something. I heard something about breast implants or something.
No, he says
if you're a mother and you're breastfeeding, you don't have to show up.
I can identify as a breastfeeding mother. Breastfeeding mother.
Unless you got enough milk for everybody.
It says.
That's funny.
That little
yeah,
squirt
that's
over
true
to
too,
DJ.
Jeff. It's a high-profile case. You get stuck in a damn hotel. It's paid by the courts.
So that makes me feel good knowing that if I get one in the mail now, all I got to do is say, "I'm 70 years old. I don't want to do it."
And if you have any kind of mental illness, you're permanently removed from jury duty.
That's taking Paul out.
And I just send TJ in there laughing. They'd be like, "Yeah, something's wrong with him. Take his ass off the list."
All we got to do is show Paul being a seal on his own show eating
That's
Boston
funny.
creams, and that's enough.
That's
They'll
pretty
take him off.
good.
Well, Paul's over 70, so he could just do that exemption.
No, they ought to make Paul do jury duty just to piss him off.
See, TJ would start busting up laughing when the family's giving their statements, their grieving statements up there. You murdered my daughter. TJ's like, ah!
Couldn't you just see Paul sitting in a jury box eating Boston creams and ice cream?
That's funny. That's pretty funny.
Oh,
see, it doesn't say nothing about. It doesn't say nothing about firefighters or anything, but I know my dad used to get out of it all the time. He'd go in there with his uniform on, and they'd tell him just to leave.
DJ, I can't print this. Where's Randy when I need him? Randy's got to print this. Let me show you this. Randy would have to print this because you got to have the 3 colors. A candy corn dragon.
Oh, dude, that's pretty dope. That's cool as shit right there.
Actually, Joe, I could probably get out of it. You know why?
A candy
Because
corn dragon.
one of the excuses is responsible for care of person is incapable of caring for him and herself. That's technically my job.
Yeah.
Screenshot that and send it to Randy.
Look at that. That is cool.
Yeah, that is pretty neat.
Now, if I had something that would print like that, I'd try to do it.
Made out of yeah, that's a lot of filament change right there. You'd have to
I
have
couldn't
some-
change it because it's where it's at. Down here,
No,
you
you'd
got to
have to
have
have
the
a-
bamboo.
Yeah, you'd have to have a bamboo or multicolor printer.
Landfill.
I bet you I could sell that because somebody loves candy corn. You know what I mean?
It's not bad, actually. I could eat a bag full of that candy. I could eat a bag full of candy corn in one
Candy
sitting.
corn is disgusting. That's the shit you find in your grandma's candy dish. It's been sitting there for 3 years. Fucking wax bullshit. Ugh, candy corn is gross.
Your grandma's candy dish.
Yeah, your grandma's candy dish always had the bullshit candy in it.
Yeah,
It's
like
never
little,
the good candy.
marshmallow peanut.
Oh god, dude, the fucking circus peanuts. Oh, those things
Yeah.
are gross.
Yeah, those things are pretty gross.
How many kids would try to eat that? I guarantee TJ would try to eat it. Be like, ooh, candy corn dragon. Why don't you just take a whole mouthful of PLA?
I probably would, Corey. Probably would try to eat it and be like, no, this doesn't taste like candy corn at all.
I'd coat it in candy corn sugar just to fool him.
Yeah.
It's candy corn, it's crunchy.
That's funny.
Now you go into your grandma's candy dish and have candy in there from 3 Christmases ago.
Yeah.
Here you go, TJ.
Candy corn with googly eyes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I'd
that
print
is
it
cool.
without the eyes and actually buy a pair of googly eyes to put on it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because you can get a fucking 1,000 googly eyes, all different sizes on Amazon for like $5. They'll give you like 30 different sizes of them. Get like 10 sets of each. I think it's 70 years old, but I think you have to apply for exemption from your individual state, Jim says.
Your mind says you have to tell them you don't want to do it.
But see, on mine, it says you get a one-time exemption, but then right above that, it says 70 years age or older permanently removed. So I guess you can do a one-time excusal and decide you want to do it later. And then maybe, or you can decide you just don't want to do it anymore.
Well, I could do some candy corn earring.
Candy corn.
I say I'm surprised it doesn't say nothing about here about firefighters or like EMS or anything. It doesn't say anything about like those. It just says
In
doctors and
Louisiana, it
lawyers.
says that that you have to, you're not exempt, and it goes down the list and it says firefighters, police are not exempt either.
See here, it says practicing attorneys, physicians, full-time law enforcement officers, or investigating agencies personnel with arrest powers have excusals.
Do you hear Boone? Can you guys hear Boone?
No.
No.
But like my dad like I said, when my dad used to get called in for jury duty, he'd wear his captain's uniform from the fire department. They'd just let him out every time. They'd automatically excuse him. But that might have just been their own thing too. You know, they were like, oh yeah, we don't want to keep him because of that. But it should be EMS, it should be firefighters, any first responders, nurses, doctors.
Yeah, they should be exempt.
Yeah, every one of them should be exempt. Because a firefighter and an EMS is just as crucial on the street as a cop is. And they have they're short staffed just like any other first responder positions. They don't need to be tied up in court.
Yeah, hey Paul, I'm gonna make this little thing you can stick out by the tree by your bird feeder. That holds a corn, like a corn stalk. You know, just a regular ear of corn. And then I'm gonna print you a plastic ear of corn to put on there. So when the squirrels come over and they realize you're not really feeding them, they won't come back. Because they just bitch fake.
Joe, they love you, Joe. They don't care what you say.
You know what they can do.
I wonder technically if I would fall under that excuse of responsible for care person.
Yeah, I get all the time questions about you, Joe, from the squirrels that says, "How is Uncle Joe doing?" We love Uncle
get him
Joe.
off your show.
We love Uncle Joe.
So they love somebody that would murder him if he had the chance.
Yeah.
Well,
he would
that's
not
the way
stand a chance.
he talks all that big stuff, but he doesn't do that big stuff.
I'll be up there. I'll come up there. I'll bring my pellet gun. I'll sit up there with my pellet gun. Take them one by one. I'll shoot them
Uncle
and say,
Joe,
Boom,
don't
go
tell
get 'em."
us that. No, Uncle Joe.
I'll sit there, shoot him, and say, "Go get him, Boone." Boone will bring him back to me.
Jim said he actually liked the 3 times he got put on an actual jury.
Now I tell you what, the first thing I did when I went in there the second time, I went to see all the women, what they look like. I was hoping I was getting sequestered.
Here comes
And he
David.
ended up in a jail cell for sexual harassment. In contempt of court for grabbing the DA's ass.
What you do is you sit in the jury pool like this, and when they start to talk to everybody, you look at the woman next to you and say, "How you doing?"
How you doing?
I say he's excused.
Wait till a defendant comes out. Damn, she's hot.
Here you go, TJ. This is the best thing I ever seen for 3D print.
Welcome back, David.
Oh, that is hilarious.
Now, if you could make it to where you could put it on the thing to mold in your mouth, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. Just like walk around with like candy corn teeth, like what the hell?
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't actually make those. Remember when the
They probably
Bubba teeth
do.
first came out and they were really popular? Fucking everybody was buying them.
Like the ones that you wind up and goes.
No. The Bubba teeth that came out that you would put the little wax strip in the top, you'd heat it up, and then you would mold it to your teeth, and you could put it in your mouth.
You know, like the gold one.
Joe's got his teeth. There you go.
Oh yeah, like that, like Joe has.
Yeah, they were really popular back in the mid or late 90s when they first came out. I remember like every gas station was selling them. People were buying them left and right.
Lord,
Right.
David.
There's me talking, and my fucking microphone's been muted again by them little bastards.
The birds keep muting his microphone and unplugging his computer.
Right. Anyway, I hi everybody again. Paul, I'm blaming you, right? Because you started talking about electricity problems, and then I get a notification to say I've got to ring the electricity company urgently. I ring them up, and it goes, "You do know you've got more money than you're paying more money than you need to."
Oh, you got a credit then.
Yeah. Oh yes, I got a credit, all right. I've got £100 coming back to me personally into my
into your account,
bank account. Yeah. And I'm getting another £100 goodwill gesture donated to my charity in the next week or so.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, you're in
there you
trouble.
go. That's pretty
Makeup
good.
time.
Makeup
I
time.
would have honestly, I would have just told him to keep the other £100 on there as a credit. Then you wouldn't have to worry about the electric next month.
No, I've already got. See, we're at that time of year where you shouldn't be in credit. Hey, Brenda. Hi, everybody in the chat. Yeah, we're at that point where you're at the point where you shouldn't be in credit. Yeah. But because I'm paying more than I should, yeah, they wanted me to either reduce my direct debit considerably, yeah, or have the money back and reset it back to zero so it starts building up for next winter.
See, our electric companies, they actually warn you when you call. They can't, well, at least around here, they cannot refund you anything. And they'll tell you, because it's a third party that does all their billing when you go on there, and they'll warn you. They'll say once you pay it, you can't get it back. But if you overpay, all they do is just dump it onto your account, but they will not give it back to you in cash or in credit on your card. But they'll
Hey,
just
David,
credit
I got
it to
a
your
serious
account. Because I
question
used
here,
to
though.
overpay on purpose.
Yeah. Luckily over here they do give it you back.
Well, see, I used to overpay on purpose just to have credit when I had extra money. I would, if my electric was like $300 or $200, I'd dump 600 on there. And I
Hey
wouldn't have to
guys,
worry about
I
it for
gotta
a couple
go.
months.
Have a good day.
Hey, David, I got
Have a
two
good day,
serious
man.
questions. Two serious questions for you. 100 pounds of makeup. Won't you be a little top heavy?
The money ain't going on makeup. Told you, the makeup's just going to be eyeshadow and lipstick. That's it.
And Laura's got
Oh.
all that stuff. You don't need to
And
buy
like
it.
that's the other thing. If
Yeah,
you use
right.
100 pounds of makeup, what's Laura gonna do with nothing now?
Just use Laura's makeup. You'll be all right.
Laura's makeup, right? She's got two massive cupboards of the darn shit.
Yeah, because every
Well,
year she does the advent calendars and she gets tons of
Yeah.
them.
She's probably got near on 3-4 grand's worth of makeup.
TJ.
I'm assuming she probably.
Oh, there you go.
She's not one that uses makeup every day neither, huh?
No.
South
That's the
Florida.
problem.
I didn't think so.
Yeah, I
No.
got mine. I got
We
mine.
go
too,
into
sitting back there.
London. Yeah. We go into London and she goes to the Mac store. Yeah. She goes, oh, look, new lipstick. Laura, you can get that same lipstick from the dollar store, what you go dollar store, the pound store. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
I've actually
I
got
know.
2 of them. I didn't even go and I got 2 of them.
I got
Oh,
4.
how'd you get two?
Johnny gave me one and I won one on Bill.
Oh, there you go.
Joe, sorry to give you PTSD, but shut up, Mark. I'll dye
Yeah,
my
yeah.
hair pink if you come and join me and dress up as well.
Dye your hair pink and use blue makeup.
Uh,
Blue eyeliner.
Blue makeup.
Blue eyeliner. And pink blush. With a pale white foundation.
What's up, Donald? How's it going?
I'm sure blushes
Mark, what's
should be
up?
red.
You can make
Right.
it pink.
Yeah, I'm sure eyeliner should be black based on all Laura's shitty things. I'll tell you what, though. You want to see how stressed she gets when you pick up her eyeliner pencil by mistake and start drawing with it.
Who just fell off? Oh, Lance on the left.
Yeah, nice try, Mark. You ain't got no hair. I didn't fall for that one. Who thinks Mark should dress up as well?
We do.
Who thinks Mark should dress up as well?
I don't really want to see Mark dress up like that, but I want to make fun of him.
Hey, Justin, look. Freedom fries.
Freedom fries. You take off one from me.
That's pretty good.
Why is that file that much? What website were you using there? Maker World.
Yeah, that's I don't know who that's from. That's not Mega World. I don't know where that's from. I'm looking on
Is it actually under Freedom Fries?
What's up, Philip? How's it going, man?
Let me just check.
See what did Donald say? I saw him in there somewhere.
Yeah, Donald.
There it is, the pervert talk.
As soon as I came in, he did that yesterday as well. It just seems to be he's trying to say that I'm a pervert, I think.
Think he's trying to imply that.
Yeah, I think so. Maybe bad timing, but no, I think he's implying that. Where the fuck's she? Oh, there's Yeti.
Here you go. The burger.
Yeah.
Hamburger.
Man, that's crazy how you could just like 3D print just about everything and anything.
Like I said, if you're in any kind of hobby, like whether it be model trains, whatever, if you're somebody like Donald that's into cameras, man, the 3D printing goes hand in hand with any type of hobby. 'Cause you can print all kinds of shit for whatever you're doing.
When I first got the printer, I went through and looked for N-Gage train. All the different accessories you can do for N-Gage trains, because that's what I've got. And I've got about 25 different houses and all kind of water towers and everything just put aside. So if I ever decide to rebuild it, I can go through and do all that.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
That's Angry Fries.
No, the
flavored fries.
The pervert talk was when I made that comment back when you guys were talking about jury duty, and Joe was talking about I was at jury duty and I was looking at the girls.
Yeah, I came in at that point. Hey,
Oh
Jim.
yeah, I said he got arrested for grabbing the DA's ass.
It's like you could be talking about the Holocaust, and Joe would be talking about, yeah, did you see some of them Jewish girls were really?
Oh my God! No, stop, Donald.
They were fit. I'll tell you what. I would like to have been one of them guards.
Oh my God!
I did not say that.
Yeah, but it would not surprise me.
Too soon.
It would not surprise me.
Way too soon.
It does not matter what we talk about. You can find a way to start talking about, oh, them girls. Oh.
So this is for yesterday, right? You get me back for yesterday, right?
What was yesterday?
You don't even
when
remember.
I said they must have said your name 3 times. That's why you popped in.
Oh, yeah.
Here you go, TJ. It's ice cream time.
Oh, you're missing
God.
something. Where's the
Oh, my
strawberry
God.
syrup?
The ice cream is cherry fudge.
Yeah, but you need a
Cherry
strawberry syrup on that, or raspberry or something.
He doesn't need
Go
to
give
eat
that
it
to
at
the
all.
squirrels.
The squirrels just yelled, "Thank you, Uncle Joe."
Mark's talking about no, he won't dress up, but he'll dye his hair pink.
Yes, we've answered that, TJ. And I said, nice try. He doesn't have any hair.
The drapes on the carpets, Mark?
I didn't hear that part.
That's why Mark should dress up as well. At least I don't have to wear a wig. Anyway, TJ, you're going to donate to this charity event.
Yeah, I don't know. Like
There's plenty of time.
If I had all the money in the world, I would donate to like everybody. But
No. It's a one-off event. It's for me. Not for me, but for domestic abuse.
Could I throw a buck in there? I think
I think it's minimum $5.
I think it's a minimum $5.
It is a minimum $5.
Yeah,
TJ,
you've got plenty of time, TJ.
TJ, just tell them the truth. You're in favor of abuse.
Oh, TJ, I got a wife or a joke to tell your wife later if you want to get her going.
Don't worry,
You
TJ.
say-
Don't worry. Before he goes any further, this charity event I'm doing, it does help men that are abused as well. So when you go and tell his wife your wife
Oh,
this
no.
joke, he hits you with a frying pan. We're there for
No,
you.
this joke should get her like, ooh, okay. All right. So
Oh, God.
you go up to your wife and ask her, what do you and a 2x4 have in common? When she says what, say I could nail you both.
Get slapped.
Not if it no. Because if I said that to Sarah, she would giggle and she'd be like, okay. Are you
Sarah
sure?
and TJ's wife are two different
Oh, you
people.
should hear the way me and Sarah talk to each other. We talk so much shit to each other all day.
It was like when you guys met me and Laura, and we were having all our little digs at each other, and that people was actually saying that I was bullying her and she was bullying me. They didn't get it that actually we're bullying each other.
Oh yeah, if you heard me and Sarah talk to each other, you would think we were fucking crazy.
The amount of times I've got on the bus and I've gone, me and the Hobbit or me and the Ant or something, and the bus driver laughs and I get a slap, and then the bus driver's like, what was that for? Actually taking a dig.
Well, Justin, didn't you say that every time you make love, she shakes her head and you say, what's that all about? You say, is that all there is?
No.
No, she says when
usually
you start...
it's too much. No, like that one day I held her AirPod for ransom, and I forced her to PayPal me $20 to get it back.
Oh
And
yeah,
she
that day when she lost her AirPod or
yeah,
her
and then she
earphone.
put in the message through PayPal. She was like, "You bitch, here's your extortion money."
And then you said if you ever want to see your AirPod again, you have to
Yeah, what
pay
I
me
did was
to-
I set it on my desk and I wrote the date and time on it, and I put it in front of the AirPod. I said, if you ever want to see it again, PayPal $20 to this PayPal. She wrote back, and all she wrote back was "bitch."
That's funny.
And then like 5 minutes later, I get a ding from PayPal for $20, and then it says, "Here's your extortion money, you bitch."
That's funny.
Oh, got my blood test results back very quickly.
Are you good?
Now, white blood cell count, high. All the serums and all that are high. And then they added one more thing just to throw it in right at the end. Serious damage to the liver, but we're not worried about it. But I freaking well am. So, I've been arguing with the doctors all day, and they're finally going to see me and run more tests to find out what's going wrong with my liver. I shouldn't have liver issues because I don't drink.
Yeah, but you don't get liver issues just because you're an alcoholic either. It's like people don't get cancer just because they're smokers.
No, it's because then people were walking around next to us smoking, packing in. No, but the issue was that the fact that the doctors put, liver function abnormal, and then put not concerned next to it. It's like, well, one, this is a new thing, and two, she may not be concerned, but I bloody well am. I already have enough pain.
Well, I guess it probably depends on maybe what it is. Maybe there is a treatment for it. That's why.
Yeah, but that's the point. If there's a treatment for it, they should be going, right, you need to get you on this treatment to fix your liver.
Well, I know that, but
gets
maybe
worse.
that's why they put not concerned, because maybe it is a a very treatable thing that they have a basic treatment for. Then
Yeah, but normally they would
a
just put,
high rate of success.
yeah, normally it would just say, say liver function abnormal. Yeah, speak to the doctor, which means, you know, you speak to the doctor, you get put on new meds, and yeah, happy days. The fact that she just put not concerned and carried on.
I don't know.
Well, is she friends with Laura?
Not that I know of, but it wouldn't be surprising.
Jody got his power back. I guess he was out of power.
Jody lost power?
I guess he said power back. Yeah.
Oh, you got some ice cream on your lower lip there, bud.
So I'm assuming that's what
There you
happened.
go. There you go. There you go.
I like how TJ talked to him like he was 5. He's like, "Got some ice cream on your
Hey,
lip
little
there,
buddy.
little buddy."
Hey, buddy. Come on, buddy.
Wipe it
Hey,
off.
bud. Yeah.
Sound like TJ working at a nursing home or something.
There you go, TJ. That's a job for you. Care attendant and nursing home.
Nursing home. Yeah, just walk around like, hey, you got some food on your lip there.
Yeah, and you know what they do? They turn around, look at you. Yeah, and I need my diaper changed too.
Oh, God.
Are you hinting to TJ you need your diaper changed?
Come on, TJ. Paul needs his diaper change. You'll see. Paul, TJ, I'll see you in about 8 hours.
I'm pretty sure
Just
he's not
hold-
hinting.
I like that. Soon as Donald spoke, the camera turned to Donald and then moved off. And then as soon as Donald stopped talking, the camera went back to the wall.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
got a camera
it-
operator. I have a
It
camera
goes to the
operator.
wall.
He does a
Goes
good
to
job.
Goes to the wall and
I like how
wall-
sometimes he just looks at the camera and it zooms in all dramatic.
Yeah.
I know you can get an app for Android for that.
What do you mean by that? Tell me. What do you mean by that?
Lean in a little bit more.
That's funny.
What are you trying to say?
That's funny.
Yeah, when you're not looking at it, it like
Jesus Christ, he looked like David Cameron then.
Who?
David Cameron.
It's like those
ex-UK Prime Minister.
It's like those moments when it's like, it's like those moments when it's like dun 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 and it like zooms in on your face.
It's done moment. What?
Yeah, you can
Hold
do
on.
that game show moment, can't you?
oh, I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the fucking beaver that turned around, that one clip that went viral.
Oh, the dramatic beaver.
Yeah.
Yeah, the dramatic thing.
There's like a 10-second or 5-second clip that's got millions of views.
I'm pretty sure that was a groundhog.
Was it a groundhog?
I don't think it was a beaver. It was either a groundhog. It might have been a chipmunk or something. No, it wasn't a chipmunk. I'm trying to remember.
I don't know, but if you search dramatic beaver, it comes up.
Yeah, but that could be because people put in the wrong animal so many times that the search
Woodchuck?
engine just
A woodchuck is the same thing as a groundhog, I think.
because like Google will do that. Like I said, like the new Kia logo, it looks like a KN, and if you go to Google and put in KN, it brings up Kia.
Let me look this up because
so
I know
many
that
people have put it in.
the groundhog is also called a whistle pig. But let me look here and see. Ground.
Never heard that
Hog.
one.
Yeah, groundhog woodchuck. Let me go here. Groundhogs are also known as woodchucks. So I'm thinking it was a woodchuck.
Do you know how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
Yep, half a rick.
Half a rick.
A woodchuck can chuck half a rick of wood.
A rick of wood.
Yep. After that, you need to feed them ice cream.
A big, huge bowl. and then he could tilt it up.
That's just like the way TJ eats cereal.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, it's called a dramatic chipmunk, a dramatic prairie dog. But yeah, it's a prairie dog.
Always wanted one of those as a pet, a little prairie dog. Actually, I've wanted multiple pets. I wanted
Prairie dogs
ferret.
carry disease.
Oh, do they?
Yep.
How about a ferret?
I used to have ferrets.
I always like them things. Those things are pretty cool looking.
They were fun.
I want one of them damn flying squirrels, but they're nocturnal and they only come out at like during the day and they sleep at nighttime.
Have you seen that video of the gal who has like one of the little sugar gliders or the flying squirrels, like, and she throws it in the air and the hawk just comes by and
Yeah, I've not
you toss them in the air and then they glide back to your hand. It's all fun and games
God.
until a bird of prey comes after it.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I bet she was trying to damn chase the damn thing.
Wasn't there one where a kid's let go of a mouse or something and a bird came down and swiped it? They were filming the release.
Yeah, and I've seen it with fish too.
Yeah.
Like, well,
All right, guys, I'm gonna hop off. I'll see you guys later. I got to pay my bills. That's not my name. Stop sending me these.
You don't have to pay him technically, TJ. You
Oh,
might end
really?
up out on the street, but you don't have to pay him.
All right.
But don't worry,
We'll work for
Uncle.
food. We'll work for food.
No, TJ, don't worry. Uncle Bill's happy with the money you keep paying him.
No, it's homeless will work for food.
Oh yeah, homeless will work for food. All right, we'll see y'all later.
Bye.
bye.
Did nobody else pick up on the fact that TJ got nocturnal the wrong way around?
Uh-huh.
TJ, we don't pick up on a lot of things.
Arlen Tractor.
Watch this. Joe, watch this.
Bro, really? Too easy? There's an escape video too? Is it? No way.
Context. A couple of days ago, 11 prisoners escaped a New Orleans jail. The situation became so dire that even the Gotham City Police Department stepped in.
Yeah, I know. They got all over her.
I am Major
for the
Stephanie
glasses.
Minta.
Oh, so even the Gotham police had to step in.
Yeah, they got all over her on Fox News last night for those glasses.
Those glasses were ridiculous. I'm sorry.
You guys need to just respect her as an individual, strong woman.
No.
Exactly.
She wears those glasses to show her personality, and you guys just can't handle that.
We don't want to handle it.
Idiot. That's what a personality is.
As he was laughing at her being called Gotham police.
I never laughed at that.
Uh-huh.
Last night, Gutfield
There must be a
said
lag
that-
in the video.
Gutfield said she got it from one of the Ninja Turtles.
No, it does look like something that the Riddler would wear.
Yeah.
Tractor. Southeast Outer Road.
If she worked for me, she wouldn't be wearing those. Because I guarantee it's not professional with that uniform.
Yeah, I think those are a little over the top.
Well,
If you're trying to.
I'm with Donald. If she wants to wear them glasses, she should be allowed to wear them glasses. Yeah.
No.
Joe just said no.
You never
Well-
were in the military or a professional
Well,
organization like that.
for
Can't
this
wear 'em.
for this press conference, it was okay. We're talking about just some escaped prisoners. Now, if she was talking about a multi-family homicide or something like that, and she got up there wearing those, it would just be ridiculous. And there has to be a level of decorum for.
Yeah, those glasses just took away from the whole fucking.
Oh yeah,
news
No one's
conference.
No one's talking about the escape. They're all talking about her glasses.
Yep.
And that might be the idea. Listen, our security in jail is shit. Can we send somebody up there to just take all the heat off of us being incompetent? Well, we got this lady who wears these stupid glasses in the office.
Yeah.
Let's
Hey.
promote her and have her go out and do the press conference.
Well, I sure hope to God that next Mardi Gras day when I'm at Gallia Hall shooting Mardi Gras, picture she's not out there with them glasses. Because I'll be telling the shit.
Watch, you're gonna see those glasses pop up as like costume accessories.
They're going to be
next year.
everywhere now. They're a new fashion trend. TikTok, you name it.
I would not be surprised though, David. Honestly, if they actually started some stupid fucking trend.
The worst bit is, them glasses are on sale in Specsavers in the UK.
I wonder
Like,
why.
they've been there for ages, but you can get them in like 6 different colors. There's pink, red, blue, orange, green, and purple.
Oh yeah, I could imagine why they're on sale and they've been there so long. Because the fuck would wear those? I mean, that takes a special type of person to say, I like those. Let me spend $200 on or $400 on those.
Yeah, it takes a special kind of person, all right. Yeah, it's gonna be my new look.
There you go, Donald. You just took all the heat off of Paul's computer issues this morning. Good job, Jeff.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you need to get all your attire on. You know, the shirt and everything.
Yeah. Well, you need to go out there when you got all that professional jacket and shit on when you go out and shoot pictures.
Yeah, and then pull your glasses out the pocket and put them on.
When I'm talking to y'all, it'll be like this.
Be like, we're here to talk about a serious sports accident.
There you go, Joe. Next time you go and do a shoot, right, with all the kids, you can just go out and you're all your professional gear and then just pull the glasses out of your pocket and put them on.
Yeah, that's what I'll do. From now on, I'll be on here like this. You don't know me.
Why do you even have those? Now I'm questioning you.
Part of Mardi Gras.
Well, I want to see the rest of the outfit. Let's see the rest of the outfit.
It's from the crew of Iris. They put these things together and sell them as signature glasses. All kind of different crew members.
Joe's out there in Mardi Gras in a little fairy outfit and those glasses, taking his pictures around the big
Yeah,
ass.
it's just a plastic pair of glasses with everything glued on it.
Over here, boys.
During that parade, the Irish parade, there may be 10,000 different kind of glasses being thrown out. Probably more than that. I've got probably about 15 pairs over the years of different things like this.
I gotta imagine the amount of trash Mardi Gras causes. God.
Gazillion pounds. But that's how they give them to you. In the bag with their little signature and stuff.
Yeah, and I wonder how many of that kind of shit just ends up like broken on the ground and everything else.
I'll be honest with you.
So it's saying a lot of plastic going into landfills every year.
I'll have to wear these.
I imagine the amount of beads they fucking find on the ground. Jesus.
These were from the right off outside of French Quarter, Port Orleans. That it's a brewing company.
Was that like a gold or a wood color?
No, Port Orleans. This is Zach Street's place. Port Orleans.
Yeah, but are those like a wood grain or are those
Yeah,
gold?
it's a
I
wood
can't
grain.
tell.
Yeah, it's like a wood grain.
Those are nice. Those,
Yeah, I like
you
these.
could actually wear those anytime.
And it's got Port Orleans on the side. That's a bar that Zach Street that used to work for I used to be in the New Orleans Saints, one of the linemen. That's
Yeah,
it.
kind
That's the
of.
guy I stood next to that I come up to his bottom of like a little higher than his waist.
Those
You
are
know?
actually nice looking though. Those look like kind of like a specialty Ray-Ban almost.
Yeah, these are nice.
They look like Ray-Bans. It's exactly
I don't
the
even know where I
style.
got them. I think my son got them when he was working at
What
Walk-Ons
brand
because
are they?
Zach came out a couple of times. There's no
Are
brand
they?
on it.
Oh, okay.
It's just a plastic. It's just something that they put out. It's like a novelty item that at Port Orleans they gave out.
I think Ray-Ban. There's a company. I want to say it might be Ray-Ban that makes sunglasses out of like a bamboo wood,
Yeah.
and they're pretty expensive. I think they range from like $100 to $300.
Come here. Come here. You better go over here. You better go on this side.
Oh my
Don't
God,
scratch
these
me.
fucking scams. Getting so annoying in the text messages. Sarah messaged me again today about the fucking toll scams because they were threatening to come fucking repo the car or repossess the car over a $6.99 toll. I said it's just a scam. They don't send text messages. So just ignore it. Oh, I remember this video. This guy with the punches the fucking kangaroo. That dude's just lucky. That kangaroo didn't fucking kick him. Oh, kangaroo was stunned though. He's like, "Oh, that dude hit me."
What the hell?
Yeah, they usually run from us.
Orleans jail maintenance worker arrested, accused of helping the 10 inmates escape. So there's been one arrest already. And now the police chief needs to resign. She really does. The sheriff. Because they haven't had any escapes from that thing as long as I can remember. From the jail. And it's the whole thing's changed.
The thing though is being a sheriff though, they're not, it's not like a city or whatever. They don't have to resign. Like they can keep the position.
She's like a DEI hire anyway.
Well, what I'm saying is sheriffs are all elected. So if that's what I'm saying. Since they're an elected official, they can't be forced out of office like a police chief can in a city where they have to answer to a mayor and all that. Sheriffs don't answer to anybody. And in some states have this weird rule where only the county morgue can fire the sheriff or some stupid shit. There's a couple states that have that weird law. But yeah, it's almost in some states it's almost impossible to remove a sheriff. I mean, they literally have to be convicted of something, like actually accused and indicted on something. That's why sheriffs are so spoken out versus, you don't see city police chiefs too often coming on the news, tearing criminals a new ass and making fun of them like you see Grady doing.
You don't see anybody doing it like he does.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is sheriffs have that ability because they don't have to worry about a city commissioner and, a city board and all that. They don't have to answer to anybody. So they can come out and do pretty much just do whatever they want on camera. Grady don't give a fuck. One defense lawyer was trying to say he was he's like, this is the worst type of policing in the world. The way he just comes out here and just ruins these people's cases in court because he drags them through the media. I'm like, yeah, whatever. Like, you're the worst type of fucking lawyer too.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand how you think being so transparent is a bad thing. I love the fact that he comes on the news and tells us everything that's going on all the time. Even if it's his own officers, he don't care. If they get caught doing something, he comes right out on a news conference. This is what my deputy did, and this is how we handled it. And that's the way you should be with the community. Where a lot of police departments, there's, I'm not say all, but there's a lot of them that would cover it up and try to hide it. And those three deputies.
And not only would he bring out about his officer, he'd also throw in the little snide remarks like, well, what this genius decided to do.
Yeah. Did you rub your last two brain cells together before you thought of this?
God, what was the one? He was talking about the sexual predators the other day. That cracked me up.
Oh, was it about the guy?
Okay, whoa. We're talking about professionalism here, right?
Yeah.
With that woman and the glasses. And yet you're now talking about a sheriff that's very unprofessional, throwing in little jibes and stuff when he's doing serious things like sexual predators.
No, he was showing pictures of these people that he was calling them out. And he says, now this is a this man is a very ugly woman.
Oh yeah, that one shit was funny as hell.
He said, you think you're getting with an ugly woman, and it turns out it's this guy. I mean, you walk in, you think, man, she's uglier than a mud fence.
That's fun. That's pretty good.
Yeah, where was that? Oh, let me find that.
This was going to be Lewisburg.
Oh yeah, I got the clip right here. There you go. No, get the fuck off of there. What the hell? Why am I drawing on the screen? Fuck off, annotation.
Our colleagues here of some other things. Let me get this out of the way. All right, I'm going to go through these. This is our human traffic. Jason Bathis from Fort.
Now that doesn't even look like a real picture.
No.
Doesn't
It
that
looks like
look
a
like?
composite.
Yeah, it looks like a composite, but that's an actual picture.
Yeah.
What he said, chasing bastards. What?
Davenport. This is our human trafficking and prostitution folks. He's charged with offering to commit. This Jason Bathis, okay? When he walks in, you think, well, I have set up a deal with an ugly woman. And I think you would all agree that this guy's an ugly woman, right?
Look at the guy next door. Look at that.
This is what you really get when the makeup comes off. This is Jason Bathis. Now, I want you to think about this a minute, okay? You decide that you're going to hook up with a woman. She comes in, and she's already uglier than a mud fence, right? And then, as you start to engage, you find out, hey, this dudette is a dude, and look what he really looks like. Yeah, he looks like he should have been in a Scarface movie someplace. I don't know.
You know they're trying not to laugh.
This is what's happening. People think they're getting this, and many times they're getting a really bad guy. So this is the before and after, you know.
First off, you're trying to get
find
the
them in the
girl.
bar
Oh,
at
Lord
night.
help me.
You know, you try to drink them pretty, and you wake up the next morning and you see this. Yeah, that's what we call Rolex ugly.
Try to drink them pretty.
Rolex ugly is you wake up the next morning and they're laying on your arm and your Rolex is there, and you just chew your arm off and leave the Rolex. You just got to get out of there. You don't.
He's such a fucking idiot, I swear.
And Paul ain't even listening. He fell asleep.
No, that guy was a human trafficker, though.
Hey, Paul, you still trying to sign in?
No, it's signed in now. You guys fixed it this morning.
No, it wasn't
I
us.
know,
That
you,
was
you weren't even
no.
paying attention to that. You would have been laughing.
Give Corey credit because Corey's the one that fixed it for you.
Yeah, Corey did it. Not
Right,
us.
what's he got signed back into?
Somehow, Paul did apparently did an update.
Overnight it did an update on that computer. And this morning it kept wanting me to sign in and sign in and sign in and sign in.
No, hold on. Let me explain. So,
Yeah.
David, you know how when you factory reset your PC or you get a new PC and it takes you to the Microsoft sign in?
Yeah.
You got to sign into your account and set up the computer. He was on that screen.
Oh shit.
So Corey told him do Alt Delete, Control Alt Delete,
And he said, I already
sign
did that.
out. And he signed out, and it took him back to his original home screen. So what Corey thinks it was doing is the computer is trying to force him to log into like a online, cloud service for Windows.
Windows 11 apparently needs the username and password, if that's what he's done, and then
I don't know if he has.
apparently there's supposed to be no way of bypassing it, but Corey did actually find the one way of bypassing it, which is Control Alt Delete.
Well, you got Windows 11 now on it?
I'm assuming so.
Does the Windows look different than your other computers, Paul?
No. How do I
You're
tell
asking
when it's
Paul.
running?
See what I'm saying? You're asking Paul.
You got to go to.
Yeah, but I don't
Yeah,
want to screw it up either.
No, you got to go to your settings and then go down to system and then about, and it'll tell you. Because it'll tell you, like mine says a Windows 11 Pro.
Where would it say it? I got home system.
You go down to system and then you go down to about after you go into system. Scroll down to about. Should be at the very bottom.
Okay.
And then click on it and then scroll all the way down. You should see editor or edition and version. It should say next to edition.
Windows 11 Home.
Yeah, so it did upgrade to
Windows
Windows 11. And you know how I already knew he upgraded to Windows 11? Because he was doing the same exact menu I was telling him to do, and it was going to. Because if it would have been Windows 10, it would have been a different menu. It would have been a different way to get to it. But you need to keep it there anyway, because you only got 4 or 5 months left of Windows 10 anyway, so there's no point in rolling it back.
Oh no, that's fine. Windows 11 is just working just fine.
And I didn't even need to look at his computer, and I knew exactly what I'd done.
Well, I didn't do anything. It did itself overnight.
Yeah, he's got his updates to the auto instead of doing them himself, which for him, he needs to keep them on auto because if you don't remember to do them, then he's going to be way behind on his updates. Because I check mine twice a week.
I just wanted to come on and do what I wanted to do when I wanted to do it, and I don't question anything.
Yeah, because before when you would update, it didn't require you to go through that setup process window again. So
no,
I think Corey was right. It was some kind of cloud service that was trying to get you to sign into.
Yes, Windows 11 tries to sign you up to its was it OneDrive fucking cloud storage?
Yeah, it's
shit.
OneDrive cloud.
Well, see, I got the Windows Authenticator app, so I don't have to worry about any of those. I can just go there and approve my computer to sign in, and it will sign it in automatically. The Authenticator app is a really good app to have on your cell phone.
Yeah.
Linked to your Windows. Because if it doesn't just approve it from a number selection, you can pull up a QR code on the computer and just scan it with the app, and then it logs you right in.
We have to use Authenticator on our computer at work.
I thought you guys used all Apple at work.
No. When I was a video editor, yes.
Okay. So like their standard office computers or Windows?
Yeah,
Okay.
unfortunately. Or fortunately, it's
Well, it's good for you because you're going back and forth, so you're keeping up with both of them. See, I don't really know a lot about Apple, their software.
oh, don't sell yourself short. You don't know a lot about a lot of things.
Shut up. I mean, it wouldn't take me much to figure out the software on it, but I'm saying like I just don't use one, so I don't know. I don't know what your guys' updates are and all that, and how often they do them. And plus, Apple updates have weird names too, don't they?
Different operating systems, yeah.
Yeah,
The
they're
big
kind of
updates
like
do.
yeah, they're kind of like Android, how they have like Lollipop and fucking Candy Crush. and
Yeah, but
another-
that's only for the big, huge updates.
yeah, every time they update the OS.
Not
The
every
big
time.
OS update.
Just they do a lot of updates between, but
Right,
major
it's like when
updates.
it, but
They'll
it's like the
name
big-
major updates.
Yeah, it's like when Android goes from 14 to 15.
Yeah.
That's a
Hello
major
to
update.
everybody. Hello to you.
And then you'll have a bunch of small ones in between for like a year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leo says hello to everybody.
Who says what?
Leo says hello to everybody.
Oh, Leo.
But I mean, in your
Leo.
business, it's good to be versed in both, I guess.
Yeah. So we got Geos built, and I just need to submit.
Now, which
that
one is that? Which one is that, Joe?
I just said
after
Cleo.
lunch.
Oh, that's Cleo.
I don't think you have a big enough board there.
Now, she's your baby, right?
Baby girl.
There are times I run out of room.
Yeah. You need to just get the whiteboard paint and just paint the whole fucking wall one big whiteboard.
That's my
Or
little
do
baby
it
girl.
or do it in the chalkboard paint. You can do
No,
different
if
color
if this fills up, then I've got too much stuff, and somebody has to do something.
chalk.
Baby girl.
Which
This
actually,
is the one that wants to eat 24/7.
that one just got approved. So let me make a note on that. So we got that one.
Worst thing is when one of the kids come in there and erases the whole board to write a big dick on it.
Nobody comes in this room except for me.
Just comes in there and finds a 3-foot dick on his board.
It's
all
his
his
private space.
All his work's erased.
Leo.
No, I wanted to do that for the kids when they were younger, and I never did. I wanted to do one of their walls in their room in either the whiteboard paint or the chalkboard paint, and I never did do it.
Yeah, I had a playroom at the house I owned, and I had chalkboard. I took molding and put a piece of thin plywood up there, and I put molding around, made it look like chalkboard. Then I used the chalkboard paint in there, and I had 3 chalkboards in there, one for each kid, and each kid around their chalkboard, I had their handprints in different colors. So each one of them, their favorite color was in their handprints, and they had their own chalkboard to write on anytime they wanted to, like that in the playroom. And Nick, my son, says he cannot remember the playroom. That's funny.
Like I said, I always wanted to do one of the kids when they were real young. I always wanted to do one of their, like, find a big wall in their room and just paint the entire wall. But I never did do it. I always thought about it though.
Leo's got to go to the vet. You got to go to the vet. Yeah. I take you to the vet. Got to go get a shot. Go get your nails cut and a shot.
What
You
does
wanna
she
go?
get? What does she get a shot for?
Nah, she's just getting an annual checkup. She got it's actually 2 weeks late. I need to get her in there. I'll probably try to schedule her before the end of the week.
But I have seen, I did see somebody that did that though with they got this like whiteboard paint and did it, and it kind of felt like a whiteboard when you touched it. It almost had that like hard plasticky feel.
Yeah. Well, that chalkboard paint works pretty good, but they tell you put at least 2 coats like that. And what I did is I had a quart can, and like I said, chalkboards. It took about an eighth of the can to do all 3 boards 1 coat. I just rolled it on and it looked pretty good. So I'd let it dry and then I rolled another coat on, and I went through the whole can. I put about 10 coats on it. And I tell you what, I'm glad I did, because the more I had on there, the easier it was for it to wipe stuff off. It took me a couple of weeks to finish it. I put it up there and bolted it to the wall, nailed it into the wall and filled it all in and all of that. And then I started painting just the board. And then later I went back and put the molding around it. And it came out real nice. Then a year later, my mother-in-law decided to move from her room to she wanted to move into there. So she took the kids' playroom away. Got it.
Yeah, but how old was your son at the time there?
Oh, he was, they were like, let's see, it was in 2000. So they were 8, 6, and 4. Justin remembers, the youngest remembers the playroom, but Nick doesn't. So they were there for 4 years. So he was 6 to 10.
Yeah, chalkboard paint isn't actually. Well, no, what is that? It's not a whole gallon. I thought that was
But
a
you see,
gallon
that
for
was their
60
playroom.
bucks.
And I told them, I don't care what the playroom looks like, because I could close the door. But when I go in my den, that was a 15 by 25 den. It had the pool table, it had the surround sound, it had the screen, it had the TV, and it had everything, and then my wraparound lazy boy stuff. I don't want all the junk up in there. And I used to come home and all the toys would be in there to be watching TV. So we put a TV in the other room, but I come home and all the stuff would still be in there. And it's like, come on, people. Only thing I ask for is when I come home to be able to spend time with y'all without having all the junk all over the floor.
I don't even think they sell chalkboard paint in gallons. It looks like it's all quarts.
Yeah, it's only like I think you can get a half gallon at the most.
Yeah, it ranges from like $16 to $40, depending on what brand you want.
Yeah, but just roll it on and just let it dry. Dries fast. Dries like in an hour. You just go back and roll it on again. Let it dry. Roll it on again. Let it dry. No work. But we were talking about putting one whole wall like that. And I looked at it and I said, we got 3 kids. Let me make chalkboards and put the handprints around it. And then each of them have their own board, so they're not going to mess with each other.
Yeah, see, that's
what they do.
They got a home decor chalk and furniture and craft paint. And it has a clear wax mixed in it. I guess that's for where you get the kind of waxy feeling for the whiteboard type. Huh.
Oh. Charging Air 2S. No, Air 2S batteries take a long time to charge.
Yeah, but don't they charge one at a time on their charger?
Yeah, but it still take a long time to charge.
What's the What wattage charger do you have to use?
No, you got to use the brick that comes with it. I don't know what the brick is. Can't use the charger that
I'm
comes with
gonna
it.
assume it's gonna be either 60 to 100 somewhere in there.
It might not even be that. I don't even know.
No,
Let me
actually, I
find out.
think the Air 2S was the 65 watt.
Might be 65 watt. But I
Because
think
everybody-
I think you can buy another one on eBay that will charge all three of them together. I'm thinking about buying that. If I keep the Air 2S, I'm gonna buy one. Because like I said, I've had when we came on this morning, I started charging one with one line, and I'm on the second one with 3 lines. So it's been charging that long. And I've still got one that hasn't even got to yet.
Huh. I was gonna look. I was gonna pull out my Air 3S, and I have no idea where it's at.
Yeah, it's 65 watt, and it says it takes approximately 1 hour and 40 minutes per battery. It's almost 2 hours.
When was the last time you flew it?
The last time I took it out, I didn't actually get to fly it.
I actually need to order.
I'm trying to think if I left it at my dad's house. I don't think it's in the truck because I did something. I went somewhere with my wife the other day in the truck, and so she would have had to kick it. So it's not there.
Oh man, that is a good deal.
I might just carried it inside up and left it upstairs sitting on the floor.
That is a really good deal. Anchor's got 2 45-watt USB-C chargers to plug in the wall.
Yeah.
And 2 cables for $30.
That's
not
good
bad.
That's 45?
Because my Ultra can actually charge at 45 instead of 25, like my S22 standard did. But they only gave me a 25-watt charge, 25-watt charger with it. But I want the full 45 watts, and that's not a bad deal. $30 for 2 chargers and 2 cables from Anchor. Anchor makes some good shit too. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in my cart. That is a damn good deal. You get 2. Yeah, here, look at this, Joey. You get 2 of these, and then you get 2 5-foot cables with it.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
It's not funny, but it's pretty good.
because my phone right now, it has a 5,000 watt or 5,000 milliamp battery in it, and it can fully charge in about an hour and 20 minutes with the 25-watt charger. So I'm really curious to see what it would do on its full potential. I bet this phone could charge in like 30 minutes. Fully charged from down to like 5%.
Let me go ahead and let these guys in.
There's some phones that are coming out now with fucking 100-watt charging. I'm like, Jesus. And the batteries haven't really gotten significantly bigger. Just the wattage has gone way up.
Let those charge for a bit.
I got some off-brand 2-pack for 17, but I'd rather have the Anchor.
And I think every hub should come with a little slider button or something. Instead of like, I do here, I put little Velcro dots on mine. So I always go in numerical order, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. But the dot moves. So I know which battery I'm on. So when I recharge it, I know that. So I cycle them evenly.
It's not bad to do that, though.
I think they should all come with some sort of a little notification of which battery you're on.
They got a Anchor 128-watt charger. Oh no, that's not an Anchor. Never mind.
Yes, if you fly a drone, that's the first thing you should do. Number your batteries, number their location in your hub, and make sure you charge them and use them evenly. In my opinion.
And they got this you can buy to charge those batteries up. Right here, this will do 4 batteries. It says it does 4 batteries in about 100 minutes. That's the way to charge those batteries.
That's still the same amount of time. You're just doing all four at once.
Yeah, you're doing all four at once. But right now I'm at where we're at 3 hours, 2 hours, going on 3 hours, right? And I'm like 1 2/3 done.
Yeah, so you would still be looking at about an hour. You said 100 minutes?
Yeah, 100 minutes, about an hour and a half, hour and 40 minutes, but all four are done.
Yeah,
Where I'm
instead
at,
of
I'm
waiting
at 3
2
hours,
hours
and
each.
I'm not even on the last one yet.
Yeah, because you're cutting it from 6 hours down to 2 hours. So that's
Yeah.
not bad, yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking about. I don't want to pay $60 for it though.
I also need to get a car charger that can charge mine and Sarah's phone because car companies
what's
still
the
have not
wattage?
learned that all the new
Philip,
phones
yes,
are.
for the Air 3S, you can use a 100-watt charger.
Yeah,
You
the
can use
Air
up
3S,
to 100
yeah.
watt?
What?
Or are you talking about the Air 3S or the Air 2S?
The Air 3S,
3S.
you use a 100-watt
Because
charger
Air
instead of
2S,
65.
it was showing 65. But it don't matter because you plug it into a 200-watt charger and your battery's only going to take what's allowed.
Yeah. I have an 87-watt that was for it was some Apple product. What was that for? I can't remember what Apple product that was, but I've got a 87 watts I use.
Yeah, I need to find a car charger too, a converter. Because the one that's in the car, like all these damn USBs that they keep putting in these cars, even the newer cars, they're not made for high wattage output when they should be, because that's the way all the phones are now. And they don't really do a whole lot of good for a newer phone because your battery's literally dying faster than it can charge it.
And I'm still thinking, I'm still debating whether or not to take my drone with me to Florida.
Stop.
Anchor.
You gotta find it first.
I found it.
Oh, where was it? Upstairs?
It was upstairs. In the bedroom. I was getting drone shots in the bedroom.
Tell you
Aerial
what,
footage.
you cannot find an Air 3S anywhere except on Amazon right now. Stop. They're hard to find.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I could find one, I'm probably gonna buy it.
Going from flying the Phantom 4 to the Air 3S, man, that is an upgrade and a half as far as flyability.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I got the Air 2S and I love it. But if I go to the Air 3S, I'll sell the Air 2S. And then I've got the Mavic
The Air 2S, I hear, is a very comparable drone, and
it's great. I've been flying it since the Mavic 3's been in the shop.
So why would you want to go from an Air 2S to an Air 3S?
Because of the different technology with the LiDAR and because of the battery life. That's the two things I want to change. And you got two cameras.
Yeah.
I don't know how much I'd use them.
I may use that second, and that's kind of what I will probably, if I take it, only use it for a couple shots. If I take it down on vacation, you have the Pensacola Beach Balls, the water tower there as you come on to the come across the bridge, and right there by the beach, and you have this water tower that's done up like a beach ball, Pensacola on it, and I figured that'd be a neat shot.
Yeah, it would be. When you going down there?
Middle of June.
Yeah, remind me. I'll get with Johnny. Maybe we'll come visit you. Never mind.
I'm here on vacation, dude.
Hey, we'll go flying and run into you for a day. Let you do what you're gonna do. I'll get Johnny to go flying.
God damn it.
I keep wanting to go there. You gotta be careful. There's a lot of airspace down there.
Yeah, the blue, and that's the thing is I may take it, but I'm gonna definitely be checking out TFRs because Blue Angels fly and practice in that area.
They're in there all the time.
Every once in a while, they'll do a run down the beach, right down Pensacola beach line.
Yeah.
And there's also tourist helicopters that are in the air a lot. So if I put it up, it would be not high, It would be just to get that nice little orbit of the water tower.
Right.
So, am I reading this right? So it'd be the 3 ports, and that could run all 3 of this simultaneously? Because I'm thinking about, because I'm thinking if I'm in the car and I got to plug in mine and Sarah's phone, I want one that can handle both of them.
Well,
You
you
know.
got one is at 100 watts, one is at 45 watts.
But is that if the 2 phones are plugged into it, is it going to still give those ratings? Or is that if one's plugged in at a time in each one of those ports? You know, if I use that port and it's just my phone, is it charging at 100? Or if I have 2 phones in there, does it significantly cut the power in half? So I'm trying to figure out. Because I want to be able to plug at least 2, you know, flagship phones in it and not have to worry about the power not being enough. Because my phone would charge at 45, Sarah's would charge at 25. I think that would be enough, wouldn't it? I don't know.
Shut up, Justin.
All right. I don't know.
PP, Justin.
I guess I could just try it, order it, and then see if it doesn't work. I'll send it back.
Hey,
Oh, you know.
Laura's here to jerk your chain, Justin.
I ain't the first woman to do that.
Justin, check your email.
Check your emails, Justin. Check your
Justin,
emails.
shut the fuck up.
God, those are expensive. All the plugs I need come out to $80.
How many Air 2S batteries you got, Paul?
Did I use? 4.
How many you got?
I got 8.
I have to go up to get myself.
Well, which ones you use? You don't use them all?
No.
You don't rotate them?
Well, I rotate them, but the problem is that some of them are over here. They're getting a little bit of bubble on the bottom of them.
But if you're getting bubble on the bottom, get rid of them.
Yeah, you just need to get rid of them.
Yeah, if they got the bubble on the bottom, get rid of them. Don't
The
just leave them at
easiest
your
way
house.
to tell, set them on a perfectly flat surface. If they rock at all, they're done. If they
get rid of
don't move,
Just chuck
I
them in
got
the
rid of
back. Just chuck them in your trash can and then wait for the trash truck to go around the corner and go kaboom.
Put a little peanut butter on and give them to the squirrel.
You're evil.
They bite into this.
This one here. I'll show you. Oh man. You can't see it, but right there it's a little squishy.
Well, when you put it on the ground, on the table, flat table, does it rock?
Well, it can rock, yes.
let's see. Put your camera down. No, do side to side.
Side to side.
Yeah, because it
Can't
should
see.
be sitting.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it should be. Yeah, it should be sitting flat. It shouldn't do that.
Yeah, throw it away. Get rid of it.
Just take it to.
Now
Pretty
these ones,
much.
these are fine. They got a little bit
Plus, you can-
on the bottom, but not much.
It don't matter if there's any bit of swelling. You don't need to be using those batteries.
See, I had one that rocked worse than that, and it was telling me the battery cells were fine. And I was flying the drone with it. I was watching the battery as we were doing it. But I decided the last time that was enough. I'm not going to take a chance. Because if it pops out on me, then I'll lose it.
Well, the great thing about the Air 2 and the Air series, I don't know about the Mavic series, but the great thing about the Air 2 and up is they have those metal contacts at the battery port. And
Right.
if that battery doesn't fully go in there and make contact with those metal contacts, the drone won't turn on. So
yeah, but
it's a way of.
when they heat up is when they swell though. Because I had one come back.
Oh yeah, for
and
sure.
It had an eighth of an inch of gap in there where it was getting ready to pop it out.
But that's what I'm saying is, if it's already swelled though, and you don't notice it, when you go to put it in the drone, you cannot get full contact with those metal contacts unless it's sitting perfectly flat in there. I mean, it
Yeah.
has to be, you know, hairline deviation. It can't be more than a hairline of a deviation. Otherwise, it will not make contact with those metal contacts. And then that right there will tell you your battery's no good. Because it should just clip in, right? Nice and easy. Just
It
shouldn't
should
even have to
snap
force
right
it.
into this clip.
If you have to force it down to get it to clip, then yeah, there's something wrong. Oh shit, where's the chat at? I lost the fucking chat. I don't know if anybody said anything in it. But see, there was a lot of other drones back in the day that you could put a fucked up battery in and you wouldn't know. And it wouldn't be clipped in all the way, but it would still let you start the drone. Like I said, I
I
don't
can
know if
buy
the
Air 3S. I can buy Air 3S right now, fly mode kit on eBay. I mean on Amazon for $16.49, which is only $50 more.
said JD's to take a nail and a hammer into the battery, see what happens.
I got 3 of these batteries.
Oh yeah, not like a good. I remember when that battery fucking about burnt
What's
JD's
the
car
difference?
down at the skate park.
Well, it's not an Air 2. This is the Mavic Pro.
Well, you don't have the battery, the drone. Why you
The
got the
drone,
battery?
no. I got 3 of them, 3 batteries though.
Luckily, JD was at a skate park, it's all cement, so he just was able to get the battery out and throw it. But he had a battery start to fail in his RC car.
Yeah,
was about a year or two ago.
if
He
you
was
don't have
able
the
to get it
drone,
out
get rid
just
of the
in time.
batteries.
Just take them to. Don't put them in the
Home
trash
Depot.
can. Yeah, you can take them to any hardware store and they'll take them. And you're muted, Donald.
No.
I say you can take it to the lake and throw it.
Just
Yeah,
go
who
over there
would
and drop
do
it
that?
right there in that little channel right there.
I can't believe TJ actually listened to me when I told him to do that. And I was just joking. I said, just yawn and go, ooh, and then toss it in the lake. And he fucking went and did it.
No, Lowe's, Home Depot.
I think Walmart even takes old batteries. If not,
Maybe.
you can just set them by their loading bay door in the back where the vendors come through, and they'll take them. People used to do that all the time. They would drop car batteries off the old tube TVs, the box TVs, and they would have to ship it in a special box and everything, and we would end up taking it. They would drop all kinds of hazardous shit back there.
The date on those batteries is 8/29/18.
It doesn't matter
829.
the date on them. It's just they're swelling.
Well, hold on. What batteries?
The Mavic.
The Mavic
original
batteries.
He's got those. Get rid of them.
I was about to say, it wasn't there 2S because that didn't even come out for another 5
Yeah,
or
they
6
don't.
years.
They don't work on anything, so I wouldn't have them.
Yeah, get rid of them. Just
So
take
I
out.
should
get
take
a
them down and throw them in the river?
No, get a shoe box, put all your batteries that you don't need in there, and take them over to Lowe's or Home Depot or Walmart and just drop them off.
Where do you take them? Just in the front door and hand them to the girl, or what?
With Lowe's and Home Depot, I think you just walk up to customer service and hand them to
Yeah,
them.
call them and ask them first.
You just tell them that you're getting rid of some old batteries, and they'll take them and put them in their
Go
special
away.
container.
Go.
What's this? Oh, fuck! My mouse is dead. Well, I got to plug my mouse in.
How much was Sheba the other day? You remember?
Oh yeah, here's JD's video of his battery failing on his RC car.
Yellow.
Hey, Paul, I came and did a quick.
Well, you see it?
Yeah, come on down.
It's like, oh shit. He goes and rips it out. Like I said, he was in a good spot for that to happen though. I mean, you're all on cement, you're good. There it goes.
There you go.
Wow.
What S battery was that? JD, like a 4S? Looks like.
That was the BF battery before the fire. How much was Sheba the other day? You remember? That's that coin.
I want to say it was like less than 20 cents, I think. What's it at now?
Yeah. It's up 40% since yesterday.
That's a 6S? Good God.
Now they're saying it's down. I don't know. Mine keeps hovering.
Shiba, let me see. Okay, so Shiba is down 12% right now. And it's trading less than a penny, dude. It's at 0.000143.
What is it?
0.0000.
No, what is it?
Oh, the Shiba crypto coin.
Oh,
it's one of the oldest ones. It's been around a long time, but it's down
Gotcha.
12% right now. And its highest, Joe, it was. Yeah, it wasn't that much. It was 4.01414.
Okay, what we'll do is we'll take your money and we'll put it into crypto coin and it's gone.
Yeah, so it means you could buy a shit ton of them for like $10 and just hold on to them. It was a 3S. Okay.
So you can buy a shit ton of crypto coin for $10 and hold on to them until they're worth zero.
Yep.
Well, like I said, the crypto market's starting to make a comeback. Our government and a lot of other big governments are starting to push it now. So I told Joe, I said, if you want to get into it, don't go for the big ass coins like, Bitcoin, because that's those coins are millionaire coins. Like, because it's $100,000, $103,000 a coin. But if he buys all the little ones that are up and coming, and some of the ones that have been around a long time, you just buy $10, $20 each one and hold on to them. If one of them blows up, they blow up. If not, you're out $20.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Because if you can get say for example, you can get 500 coins for $20. I mean, that's pretty good. Is if they decide they're going to go to Bitcoin status all of a sudden out of nowhere, you're fucking multimillionaire. You just invest a little bit on each one. Is there some coins that are so cheap that you can get 1 million of them for like $20? So you don't have to spend a lot to the one that I would invest in that's expensive right now, but it's more in our area of affordability would be Ethereum. That's about $2,400 a coin. That's more in Joe's price range and spending $500.
Yeah, but you don't have to buy an entire coin. You can buy partial coins.
Yeah, but that's why I said Bitcoin. I don't know, because you spend, say, $500, you got such a small little sliver of it. It's really not worth it, unless that thing all of a sudden shot up to $5 million a coin, which I doubt it'll ever get that high anytime soon. It's only peaked over 100,000 a few times. So that's why I said I would get into the smaller ones, buy a little chunk of all the small ones, and maybe one day one of them will blow up.
Where I'm at right now with the XRP, I've got 31 of them. So we're gonna see what that does. Hopefully it's gonna shoot up a little bit.
Oh no, all of us who kind of laughed at it and thought it was a novelty thing back in the day.
Right, and you don't like Joe wants to get into it, so he buys a little of each. Then he can't say later on, "Oh, I should have done it" when he did.
I know. All the nerds saw that one guy buy that pizza. Yeah,
a lot of people fucked up with Bitcoin. Thought it was
like
a joke.
Bitcoin is kind of funny. I'll get one for a joke, or I'll buy you a Bitcoin for your birthday.
Right. And at one point, those were worth pennies. I mean, they were
Mhm.
worth nothing. That's why I said if he buys 20, 25, 30, or whatever he's comfortable with buying of each one, if one fails, he's not fucking breaking his retirement or bank, Yeah, exactly, Jody. Bitcoin is just way too expensive. That's more of a millionaire's trading coin.
I still like how some shops over here say you can, they accept Bitcoin. It's like, yeah, but no one's buying a pizza for a fucking $100,000.
Yeah, but they don't take the full 100,000. They take a percentage. You're paying
How do you take a
percentages
percentage of one Bitcoin?
because you can. You can
It-
go
it-
on. You
you
can
can
go
do it
on
fractional.
Coinbase right now and buy $500 worth of Bitcoin, and you're only getting a certain percentage of a Bitcoin. You're not getting the full thing. That's why I said buy the small tokens where you can get a couple hundred of them for $20, and then you sit on them. If those couple hundred happen to jump up to $10,000 a piece one day, and you paid pennies for them, you paid $20 for all of them, you just made out. Even if they jump up to 1,000, you're going to make a good chunk of change. If you bought them for $20 and you got 200 of them, and then all of a sudden they went up to 1,000, you just made 200 grand off of $20. But yeah, you can buy percentage of coins. You don't have to buy the whole thing. Just like Ethereum, I think like a half a Ethereum coin. I had like $1,000 in Ethereum, and then I had a whole bunch of small coins. What is this? Jody put in the chat eBay link. Oh, buying pennies. Yeah, you can actually buy American money in booklets that are
Oh, yeah.
uncut. Yeah, they're not even cut. Guys will buy booklets of them just to see if they can find a fucked up one.
Yeah.
Because their quality control is so good at the mints that the chances you actually finding a fucked up coin or a bill is very rare. Collectors
Yeah,
pay so much
there
money
is
for
a
it.
comedian, magician. It's a magician. Can't remember who it was, but he would buy sheets and then take them to a local place to have them perforated. And so he would tell people, "Yeah, I get these printed at this place, and they look just like a real bill." And he would tear along the perforation, and hand them out and it cost him more money than the bill was worth. But it was funny for him to hand out these bills like they were something he made,
Justin, read the chat because Jody's shouting
but they're
at you.
still legal currency.
He's talking about the XRP Ripple coin. The XRP coin. That one at its highest was $2.40, $2.40 per coin. It's down to $2.34.
XRP, that's what I got.
Yeah, it's at a low dip right now, so it's the time to buy is right now. It's really
Yeah, I
low.
bought it when I did 70 something dollars I had in the account. So I got like 31 of them. And it's gone from 73 to 76, been jumping back and forth the last couple of days. But they're saying that in the next couple of days, this thing is going to explode. So they're saying if they get some banking system getting ready to implement something that they use, and they're saying these things could jump up to if they, I think 1% brings them up to like $6,000, something like that. If they use 1% of their coin.
Should have bought a Bitcoin in 2010 too. Yeah, a lot of people were kicking their own ass back in the day when they didn't buy them, and they should have. People were getting all those flyers in the mail. Buy Bitcoin. People were just throwing them away. Oh no, ain't nothing. A lot of people could have been rich.
Yeah.
I mean, shit, you would have bought, say, $500 worth of Bitcoin back when it was pennies, dude. You'd be worth hundreds of millions. Or you'd probably be worth, I don't know, 103,000 times 500, whatever that is.
Paul's mind is wandering. He's thinking, what can I sell to pay this electric bill? Stop feeding the squirrels.
Actually, if he just had a yard sale, he'd be fine.
Stop feeding squirrels.
Well, they've got
Squirrels can feed themselves.
they got a petition here that is signed by Joe to make sure I take care of them. You know.
Yeah. So if you would have,
They want to see what I'm signing.
so yeah, back in the day, if you would have bought 500 Bitcoins for pennies, what they were trading at the very beginning, they'd be worth 51,500,000 right now.
But we
About
didn't do
500
that,
of them.
did we? That's the old game that's never a good thing to play is coulda, woulda, shoulda.
Paul, if you would have
the
bought
bad game
10
to look
Bitcoins,
is
you wouldn't know the password.
yeah. The bad game to play is go back and take a look at how much would that Apple stock that I sold back right when they launched the iPhone, how much would that be worth now?
Hey, like I told you, eBay. I was sitting at the desk listening to eBay talk about eBay, brand new on the market, and it was like $1 a share, something like that. And I wanted at that point in time, I had $3,000 in a check I could put in it. It was like 80 cents a share. And I said, let me go put the 3,000 in here. It's going to explode in about a week. And my wife looked at me like I was a freaking nut. And my brother-in-law said, well, you're living with us right now because you're trying to get an apartment. You want to do this? I said, I'll be out in a week. Like that. I said, trust me. I said, I'll get another $3,000 check in a couple of weeks. Let me put this 3,000 in that. That's what I needed to do. So they said, no, it was a stupid decision. The sucker was like $700 to $800 the next couple of weeks. I just looked at him. I said, now I'm going to be here longer.
Well, and I agree with you, Edward. There is a lot of junk coins out there. But you got to look at the ones that have been around a long time that haven't been labeled as scams. Like XRP has been around a long time, Ethereum, Tether, Solana, Dogecoin. All these have been around for a long time. And there are a lot of scam coins that do have come out over the last few years. I will say that. But I'm talking about getting the ones that are really low, like Dogecoin, that have been around a long time.
But they're all scam coins. Because at any one time, someone can say, nah, I'm done with these, and they're gone. You ain't got a leg to stand on. They're not legal currency. You've purchased nothing. You own nothing. And like I said, at any point, your government can turn around and say, that's dodgy. You're not allowed to trade it anymore. And they shut down overnight. You've lost everything.
Well, you lose $100.
But that's why I've said you buy a little of each on the really low ones that have been around a long time and just sit on them. Worst case scenario, you're out $20 on each one. It's better than
$100 on them and you lose $100.
Now the guys
casino,
that got millions wrapped up in Bitcoin, if the government turned around tomorrow and said, "Oh, Bitcoin's no longer legal," those guys would be fucked. In the U.S., you can use crypto to buy and sell things.
Yeah, you can, but at your own risk.
The only country that's outlawed crypto that I'm aware of is China, because they have their own government.
It's like everything. It's at your own risk. Yeah, you don't physically own any Bitcoin. Once you hand it over your physical currency, you're lost. Yeah, you're in the hands of someone else.
Well, technically, it's the same as buying stock, though, because you are trading through legit traders.
But say you had 100 Bitcoin, right? You don't physically own that Bitcoin. Yeah, it's in some random place somewhere, some code somewhere, whatever. Right? There's nothing to stop somebody going, he never owned that. I own it. And you couldn't go to court and say, he stole my Bitcoin because it's not legal tender. So you're stuck.
Well, I mean, technically, you would have a legal stance because
Donald touched his ear pod and he cut him off.
because you're going through legit traders that are on the stock market. Like Robinhood does trading for crypto. So you have a legit trading account through them. Yeah, you could lose it because the market shifts, but they can't just take your shit and then tell you you're out. I mean,
But
you would have a legal case.
Why couldn't they? What
Because
legal
it's no different
ground?
than a stock. Stocks are just all digital.
Yeah, but on what legal ground do you have if they did that? If they just turned around and said, piss off,
Because you're
what
paying
can you
a
do
legit,
about it?
because you're paying a trading company that is
You're paying a trading company.
registered through the
What
government.
legal ground do you have? Where are you going to go to get your money if somebody did that to you?
You would go to court.
Go to court. And what court's going
Because
to
it's
take
the
you
same.
seriously?
It's the same as if Robinhood told you tomorrow, "Oh, we're just going to steal your Tesla stocks." They can't just do that. You're trading under licensed traders through the government. They have license from the government to do trading. Like Coinbase, all those guys have to have a license from the
So many
government to do
people have lost the digital currency through dodgy traders. Yeah. And, you know, we've had it over
I'm
here.
not saying
people are
that doesn't
going,
happen.
yeah, but the point is, they go, well, I'm going to take you to court. Yeah. By the time you've got it into court, yeah, one, you're out of pocket, and then the judge goes, it's not even a legal currency. Stock
if you look-
market is. No, the stock market is legal. Yes.
But crypto is legal. Like I said, they're licensed.
Crypto is not legal. Not
Yes, it
licensed
is.
anywhere.
In
It's
Louisiana, in the
licensed.
United States, it is.
It's licensed here. So crypto.com, Coinbase, and Robinhood are your three like big ones that
Okay.
they
Is it
do.
taxed?
Yes, it's taxed. Crypto can be taxed. Yes.
So every time you buy crypto, you're paying tax on it.
If you're going through a legit trader, yes, you're going to get taxed on it. It's no different than trading stocks. Like when Robinhood got into that whole shit with the what was it, the GameStop stock, they got in a lot of trouble for that.
I'm going to tell you the irony here. You're talking about Robin Hood. You know what he did?
But what I'm saying is it is traded on our markets as legal trades.
Yeah, but you know what Robin Hood did, don't you?
Yeah, I know what Robinhood did. Stole from the rich and gave to the poor.
Yeah,
But
but this time's
David-
going the other
David-
way.
David, in your scenario, David, there's no guarantee on anything.
No, there isn't.
Stocks, bonds,
yeah, but
banknotes, none of it's guaranteed. None of it.
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
bonds are
Because,
technically
because if you have $200,000 in a bank and a bank goes bust or sells out,
You're only entitled to
you're guaranteed to
86,000.
get $10,000 back.
86,000 over here.
Not
well,
over
government bonds are technically
No more or less.
they're perfectly stable unless the government collapses. That'd be the only time your economy would have to collapse for a government bond to not be worth anything. But they're guaranteed, they're backed by the US dollar. So as long as the economy's running, your bonds are fine. But and in reality, those aren't even guaranteed because your economy could collapse at any moment in any country, right? So technically, those aren't 100% neither at the end of the day. Are they one of the safest? Yeah.
That's
But-
why there's a lot of people out in the world that only deal with cash, and that isn't good either, because cash can collapse too.
Well, no. Well, I mean, you did have a point there, Paul. Nothing's safe because
Nothing
at any
safe.
point,
Even your physical cash is not safe because if you actually check it, it's not legal tender. Yeah. If you look on a banknote, it says, "I promise to pay the bearer of this note." That's all. Yeah. you're still taking a risk. But my point is, when it comes to digital currency, yeah, it's your word against someone else's, and no court is actually going to touch it and go, say, yep, you had that.
Yeah, see, this is what ours says on it. Our notes say this is legal. Hold on. It says this note is legal tender for all debts, public and private. That's what it says on all our bills. It says it right next to the head of the whatever president's on there.
Well, guys, what do you think?
I don't know.
You want to keep
Yeah.
going?
Yeah, you got a ship coming. Yeah, I'm getting off.
Okay. Well,
I got to shoot tonight. So
thanks for being
catch you
here,
later.
Joe, and enjoy your shoot tonight. Justin,
Yeah.
thank you. David, everybody in the chat, we'll see all of you again next time.
Right, catch you
Later.
later.
Bye for now.